Welcome to the place where everyone knows your name, where everyone's your friend, where good times are had by all. Sit back, relax, pour yourself a beverage and enjoy our company. I know we'll certainly enjoy yours. Welcome to the True North Eager Beaver PubCast. Once a month, we gather at the Lieutenant's Pump at 361 Elgin Street in downtown Ottawa, Canada's capital city, bringing you joy and happiness all day long. Well, I don't know what just happened there with the intro. It seemed to cut short for some bizarre, strange reason, but we're here. We're live. We are on camera. We are live.
Oh, all right. Well.
And it looks like we're broadcasting.
Yes, let's take a check. Yeah, we're there.
Yeah, okay. I think we're here.
Okay, good.
Looks good to me. We're live. Okay, good. Perfect. Just wanted to make sure. You know, sometimes it's a little confusing because there is like a 20-second delay between the live feed and the phone feed. So even though it's live, there is a delay, and that's done intentionally, of course, by the gods that be that YouTube that operate us. Yes. So yeah, we are live, side by side. I'm right here. See?
Well. Good afternoon and hello, kids and cubs, and welcome to the May 2025 monthly PubCast. Live from Mr. Grilly.
The Lieutenant's Pump at 361 Elgin Street in beautiful downtown Ottawa.
Yes, and we are in Ottawa on a very big weekend, probably the biggest sports weekend in the city, Ottawa Race Weekend. It's probably the largest annual sporting event that we have in the city.
Barring Sens in the playoffs, that is, of course.
Yes, of course. But that's not annual.
No, we'd like it to be annual. we would like it to be annual.
But that's one of the weird things about Ottawa. I've always noticed that for a capital of a G7 country, we actually have no World Cup stop in any sport anywhere.
No.
At all. It's like, so that and the Ottawa Race Weekend, which is pretty big, and the Loppet in the winter are about the two biggest annual sports events in the region.
Well, and I completely, absolutely, totally, completely, 100% forgot it was race weekend. And the reason I completely forgot is because it's so bloody cold out right now. See, ordinarily race weekend is like the hottest stinking weekend of the spring.
Last year, I almost passed out.
Yeah, because it was like 30 degrees. So this year, I'm like, I came in yesterday just to make sure we were good to go for today, you know, because and Emily says, "Oh yeah, but it's race weekend, so it might be busy." I'm like, "Right, what? Right? Oh shit, that's right, it is." It completely threw me for a loop because, like I said, ordinarily it's stinking hot, and it's not. So I was very, very confused at that. And a great glebe. I always mumble over that one. The Great Glebe Garage Sale is also on today, which is a big thing that happens in this city. And if you're not there by 7:30 in the morning, you're probably not getting any of the things you want or any of the things you're looking for. So, yeah, we got lots of things going on in the city right now. And like I said, I completely, totally, absolutely, utterly forgot. And for good reason. I mean, you know, it doesn't feel like race weekend because ordinarily it's hot and sunny and people are vomiting as they're crossing the finish line, even on the 2K because it's so stinking hot. And it's not this year. So anybody, because I think the first race starts right now. First race starts at 2.
Okay.
What is saying?
It's the shorter races today, right?
Yes, yeah. There's the 5K, the 2K, the 10K. I think that's today, and tomorrow's the half marathon and the full marathon. And it's a busy time in the city, but it doesn't feel right because it's so stinking cold.
Yes,
and normally it isn't.
And unfortunately, kits and cubs, for us, that means that this or the race weekend when people are done to races and all that kind of stuff. So people might be coming in around 4 or so if there's a party
Yes.
up. So we might have to have a shorter podcast today because there'll be so much ambient noise that we might not be able to hear us.
And again, I completely forgot it was race weekend. Had I remembered that the other day when you suggested we do it this weekend, I would have, I probably would have looked at it and went, I would have said it's race weekend. You would have went, oh shit, right, yeah. Because you had to be in town, so it made sense, right?
Yeah.
But it was one of those things like, oh, yeah, that kind of changes the logistics a little bit. So, yeah.
I also had the help of my beaver sweetie, Kits and Cubs. If you want to, big round of applause for the beaver sweetie who drove me into Ottawa yesterday so I can make my dentist appointment, and has decided to stay the weekend and drove me here because yesterday, after the dentist appointment, because it was at 10 a.m., so we left fairly early from Ottawa, and we were up early. My beaver sweetie dropped me off at the dentist and went to take a nap a bit. And I said, oh, no, don't worry, I can get home. I'll either walk home with the crutches. It'll take a little while, but I'll do it, or take a cab. I got it's about, I'd say maybe about 10 blocks from the dentist to my place. I got 4 blocks down, and I had to rest 5 times. And even though my legs are fine and my maneuvering with crutches are fine, the amount of weight right here as I'm pressing.
Because
These, however, have not had time to build up yet. So.
Well, you're on a keyboard all day long. Don't you get a little bit of carpal tunnel? Because every now and then I get it in my left hand, and I'm right-handed, go figure, but my left hand, for some reason, I'll get numbness in these 2 fingers, tingling and numbness, and that's from the carpal tunnel. So I try and, once that happens, I just sort of stop what I'm doing and take a break from the old computer so that I don't do any more damage, you know?
I'm fairly lucky that way. I don't know if it's just because I play tennis and curling on like gripping stuff all the time or whatnot, but I've been very fortunate with that, without having the carpal tunnel. But the crutches, when they give them to you at the hospital, this is something I didn't know. Because when they give them to the hospital, they ask you what your height is, and they adjust it to the height, and then you go. But it seems that between the top part that goes under your armpit, there should be room like for 2 fingers.
Yes.
Between. So if that happens, if the things never actually go into your armpits, that means all your body weight is here as you're pressing down.
Yeah, that's not
the handles. And so the 10 months I was on crutches when I had my knee surgery half a life ago, which I still know how to maneuver on crutches, but it's different when you can still use both feet, and I can't. So that's where I'm having the difficulty, all the frustration, actually. A lot of frustration. And especially when you got to get through tighter spaces, or there's like something on the ground or whatnot. It's not like you can put your foot down and then just like shimmy right now. It's like you have to like look. When I was walking on crutches after the surgery, I was always looking in front of me. I never had to worry, but now I'm like always looking down because I don't know.
You're watching for tripping hazards everywhere. Right?
Because I can bang my foot.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just like, and when I bang my foot, it's because the break is still fresh. It's like radiating pain for like 6-7 hours. It's just like, oh. So, but I'm surprisingly, it's not the shoulders, it's not the groin, it's not the leg. Those do get tired, but not like I could keep going like this. It's really like, this is what's making me scream uncle. Left, right, and center. And like yesterday, I tried those 5 blocks from the dentist, and then I saw a cab and I just hailed it and I said, listen, I'm not going far. I'm just going 5 blocks straight down the street. And the guy didn't even start the meter, just charged me flat 5. And it's like,
I'm wondering, does it make sense to have us, if I switch us up, right? Like, does that make more sense, or does this make more sense?
That makes it. No, the other way makes more sense.
The other way makes more sense, yeah. Yes. Which is usually how it is. But I just thought I'd give it a whirl and see what it would look like.
That was weird.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute, that's how is it's like. So if I switch it, I go like this. I point and that's to my left.
Oh no, it does work. Okay, yeah,
it does work. Yes. But I think
the other way works too.
That works. That looks more natural. Yeah,
indeed. So doing well overall, but that did a number on me. And then we went out to dinner last night early.
Oh,
because
where'd you go?
Ahora.
Oh yeah. Best. Well, arguably
Yeah.
the best Mexican food in town. I say arguably because everybody has their own opinion, and you draw your
Pancho
own
Villa is
conclusion.
pretty good.
Pancho's right next door here,
Yeah.
and they're really good. Pancho Villa, but Ahora is a family,
very authentic.
yeah, and very authentic, a very authentic Mexican food. Yes, it's not Tex-Mex.
Yes.
Because the family immigrated here from Mexico.
Right.
So yeah,
And absolutely delicious. Lots of stairs though, so I went down the stairs on my bum. And went
say
back up
that-
on my bum.
that could not have been easy to get up and down.
Well, so, like some of the stairs are wider. Like
Yeah.
when I got here, because I had to go down on my bum because the stairs were very narrow. I was like, I don't know if I want to put my crutches down, because I can go up and down stairs on crutches if they're wide, if the steps are wide enough. I can maneuver them well enough that way. But yeah, that one I went up and down on my bum. And we went earlier, so we had a supper at the senior hour, just like 4:30ish or something, because I didn't want to have a too crowded restaurant where somebody could
Right.
bump my leg or something. So we went earlier, and I got back home, let's say maybe around 5:30ish, 6, and haven't hardly used the crutches since. Only to get up to go to the bathroom, come back, navigate around the house a little bit, but mostly I just got on the couch, elevated my foot, cold compress and all that kind of stuff. So 6 o'clock yesterday afternoon till about noon today, just before we were going to go, which is about 18 hours. You would think that there would be some rest time and the pain would have gone away to relief. Pressed down on the crutches once, it was like I had no rest from the last time I pushed down 16 hours. So it's cumulative
Yeah.
right now. It was like, ah. But it could be cold and gray and dreary out there. I could be on crutches. That's okay, because the sunshine is right here.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Right here. Come on. Get your Care Bear on, Mr. Grizzly.
I got the I don't care bear on today.
Oh, no.
No, I'm in a good mood, but I'm like, I can't take the sunshine right now. It's too much. It's too muck and fudge.
I have no choice, or
This
else
is
I'm going
knuck
to
and
cry.
futz.
I have no choice, or I'm going to cry.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. This is knuck and futz.
Knuck and futz. But yeah, on the downside though, for those of you who live in condo buildings that have the central heat and air conditioning that they flip over once a year, they flipped it over to the air conditioning already, and it's like, I don't know, 8 out there.
Yeah,
7?
they turned our heat back on, actually. I don't know if it might have been yesterday or today, but the heat's been turned back on because of the fact that it's just, they shut it off this year on May 16th, which is really late in the season. Normally they shut it off at like April 30th or May 1st, but they shut it off the 16th because it was cold up till then. So Abby, may I have a hamburger? Just a burger. Yes, please.
Would he?
Yes.
To
Bacon
ask
and
the
cheese.
question.
Bacon and cheese on the burger. Yeah.
It's like, would you like bacon and cheese? Yeah. I feel like Cartman. Yeah, I like the bacon and cheese. And the cheesy puss. And bring me some pie.
Ooh, German Scheisse video. No, never mind. We're not going to talk about that. If you know what that is, you know what.
You know South Park.
You know South Park if you know that.
Yeah, I like that. It's like, Mom, what? She's being a dildo. Oh, I know one kitty will be sleeping with Mommy tonight.
Okie dokie.
That's the one line of South Park that I always remember.
Okay.
It just made me. I heard it at first. I went, and then I laughed. I couldn't believe they said that on TV. That one wasn't even in the movie. That one was on the TV show. Like, yee. Great brunch menu. I've never been here for brunch, actually.
Oh yeah, the brunch is back. That's
Yeah,
right.
till
I
1:30.
forgot about that. Yeah. They started. Yeah, they brought it back. So,
Right.
Okay. We're gonna have a guest join us a little bit later.
Oh, lovely. Who?
This gentleman right here. If you look on the screen.
Yes!
Say.
Yes.
But we've got somebody joining us a little later.
Ooh, eye candy.
Yeah, once we got things, he's got to take care of some stuff on his end. Then he's going to join us remotely.
Yeah.
So I always invite him when I can, and I invited a few other people, but this was kind of very last minute ish, right?
Yep.
Sometimes we have it planned a week or two in advance, and I don't know. It's just May has been weird like this year.
Very.
So there's been a strange spring. So it's kind of like, let's do one this weekend. I'm like, okay, yeah, we can do that. get it together, make it happen. So I didn't have a chance to notify as many folks as I would normally well in advance. So I did reach out to a few people, and they're like, "Oh shit!" I'm like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. It's it's kind of last minute."
Mhm.
So,
And for our American friends, if you're watching, Happy Memorial Day weekend.
oh yeah, that's right. It's a long weekend in
you.
the U.S. Yeah,
Yes, there's a lot of my acquaintances who are in Chicago this weekend having a gay old time.
It's actually May 24 today.
Yeah,
Today, so yeah. The actual May 24, which is kind of cool. Oh, I know what.
and I'll probably have one tool. Gee, no, I'm trying to do math in my head, and that doesn't really work. But yes, I'll probably have one or two of a 2-4. Lightweight. Yes. So kids and cubs, the libations have arrived. So
Yes.
please lift a glass up.
Do it.
1, 2, 3. Sociable.
There you go. Cheers. Cheers.
Mm.
For those of you who imbibe, for those of you who don't, feel free to pour yourself a glass of tea, I guess.
Yes, a cup of tea. Still, raise a cup. And cheer with us. You don't have to consume alcohol to be sociable.
It's Jen's birthday today.
It's Jen's birthday.
Is it your birthday? Well, it just says because it's my birthday. My birthday. We see the Cartman birthday song. Is it your birthday today, Jen? Happy birthday.
Go, Jenny. It's your birthday.
Douglas is drinking a local lager, which is conveniently locally brewed, hence the name local lager.
We get to celebrate together.
One of the
it's my birthday party too right now.
Technically, yeah, because your birthday was last Saturday, but you broke your foot.
Well, Monday technically. My birthday party was Saturday.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yes. Because inside I'm all of 6, but outside I was 52 minus 2 days, and my body let me know it.
Well, that's usually how it goes. You see. Oh, Canada Day is your birthday, Jen. Oh, outstanding.
Oh,
yeah, outstanding.
Best day.
Yeah, mine's the 5th of July. So usually there's nobody around because it's post Canada Day. And then, and my American friends are all, hey, happy Independence Day. I'm like, yeah, we just have Canada Day. You don't have Independence Day? Now, I have met some American people over the years who are like, you don't celebrate Independence Day in Canada? I'm like, no. Why would we? We're not American. We're Canadian. We have Canada Day. It used to be known as Dominion Day. It's the celebration of the founding of Confederation, July 1st, 1867. Well, why don't you celebrate Independence Day? Because
it means nothing
Canadian.
To us.
It literally means nothing to us.
It's just July 4th.
Yeah.
We're happy for you. Well, we get to watch the Boston Pops on PBS that night. We get to watch some good fireworks, what's going on down there. But it's all about you.
It's just another day.
It's all about you that day.
Well, somebody years ago said to me, growing up in Hawaii and Japanese tourists would come and they'd visit Pearl Harbor. And I'm not clicking on any of this. I'm like, oh, yeah. And they go, they really got treated poorly. I'm like, well, why? And they're like, Pearl Harbor? Oh, yeah. And she goes, how did you forget about that? And I go, because it wasn't our war. We weren't involved. It was you and Japan. It was not, Canada had no part in that. So I don't consciously think of it.
Right.
Because we weren't there. So it's just the same as like, well, if I was to say to an American friend, well, Vimy Ridge Day, and they go, what's that?
Yep.
You weren't there. That was Canada. We took Vimy Ridge in one day after months of planning. Anyway, you know how that goes.
Yep.
Yeah. That's not political either. That's just history.
It's history. Yeah. Planning, it matters. So, and by the way, the alternative answer to what am I drinking? My sorrows.
Okay. Yeah. I'll give you that one. Yeah. That makes sense.
Nobody knows the trouble.
I've got a cramp in my back right now, and I'm going to have to.
Well, that's not a good spot.
No, it's right there.
Oh, right in the middle there.
Yeah. Just to the right side of the spine, and I don't know, is that lat? I don't know what muscle it is, but it hurts. And I don't know what it came from because I wasn't lifting anything heavy. I mean, this thing I put it together. They're all in individual containers, and they're not super. The heaviest one might be 40 pounds. I don't even think it's that much, to be honest with you. Maybe 30 on a good day. So, yeah, I don't know where that's coming from. Wow. Anyway, so we're chilling out on a Saturday afternoon on a chilly Saturday. I can't believe you're wearing shorts. Weren't you freezing outside?
Well, fortunately, we drove here and drove back. Yesterday, I was freezing though when I was at the dentist with the shorts. But I mean, they're the only things with legs long enough to get over the airboat.
Oh, right.
Because once it's on the top part, the pants don't. Yeah,
there's no skinny jeans.
There's no skinny jeans. Track pants, I maybe like this if I like if I put them on before the air boot. But again, if the air boot goes over and covers the track, I still have to lift the track pants over high up.
I suppose you
like
could
that
always
fashion
go
style there with one leg down and one leg up.
Do you have any of your suits from the 90s? Remember how big the pants were back then?
God, I wish.
My
waist doesn't fit none of them anymore.
Well, I DJ'd a Halloween party back in 2019, right after I came back from India, and just a couple months before the world shut down. And it was a Halloween party, and I didn't have a costume. So the last minute, I said, "I'll go as a cheesy '80s guy." So I pulled out one of my suits from the late '80s, and I'm like, "My God, I can fit both legs in one leg of the pants. They're so
big."
Because I hadn't worn that in like 30 years plus, and I forgot how big. And baggy pants back in the late 80s, early 90s was a thing.
Everything oversized.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And not like Junko jeans. I never wore those because the first time I saw them, I'm like, yeah, I remember the 70s.
Yep.
I wasn't a fan of bell bottoms then, less so now. So.
My Club Monaco shirts back in the time was like, listen, back then, I had no shoulders because it was before I swam, so I was definitely a medium on a really, really good day.
Back then, we bought everything large.
Extra large, like this with like the sleeve hanging down there longer, and you'd roll them up jauntily. And that was me right now. I really wish I had kept my MC Hammer pants because they would come in real handy right now.
Yeah, I had a pair.
Yep, I love those.
I wasn't an MC Hammer. I had them before he was popular, though.
Okay.
Because I was living in Chicoutimi at the time. And for those of you who are unaware, Chicoutimi, the Saguenay Valley, is one of the fashion testing centers for North America. It has been for decades.
It is.
So, like, they get all the latest fashion. If you see a new craze a year from now, it's because they've had it there for a year or two already.
Yep. When I was in dance school, my roommate was from there, and he was telling me the same thing.
Yeah. It's one of the fashion testing centers for North America, and I don't know what I don't know
how that became so.
I don't know.
I
think at one point in time there was like 4 women to every man at one point in time. So the men had to really up their game if they because the women had the pick of the litter.
Right.
If memory serves. Now, don't quote me on that, but
that would make sense. Though.
You wouldn't know, and everybody says, "Oh yeah, it's a very depressed area," and I'm like, really? And technically it is, but you wouldn't know it because if you go there...
And relative to the region.
Right. Everybody is dressed to the nines at all times.
Yeah.
Like, you know how here in Ontario, in Ottawa, you'll see somebody go to the corner store in their pajamas. Not in a million years would that happen in Chicoutimi.
Yeah. I don't know if that's true still in 2025, that people would anymore, but yeah, there was a time that you would be told to go home.
They'd be like, what is wrong with you? Like, and not only that, it's like a woman leaves her house in Montreal to go to the corner store to get, I don't know, wine and some bread or something. It's like, make sure the hair is done, the makeup, and that's a Quebecois thing, right? Not so much in Ontario. I'm not putting anybody down. I'm stating a simple fact.
Yep.
And for those of you who have been to Quebec or lived in Quebec or have visited Montreal, as I have, because I lived there, not Montreal, but Chicoutimi, it's just how it is. It's how it's always been. So yeah, I had the MC Hammer pants about a year before MC Hammer was a thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. They were mint green.
Oh my.
Corduroy MC Hammer pants.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay, mine were just like plain black and whatever that similar type of fabric without the silky sort of sheen to it.
Velour.
Yeah, but no, not velour. Just sort of like they called them parachute pants, I think.
Yeah, I had parachute pants.
So yeah, so it wasn't like the most luxurious material or anything. Like that.
No, there
was ample breathing room for the boys. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. Scottish calves and skinny jeans don't mix. Okay, John, if you say so. I'm gonna take you at your word on that one.
I had It made me think of that. You know, when you're dating someone and there's a light that goes on at one point and the light just goes on. It's like, yeah, this person just does not know me
Okay.
at all. I was dating someone once, and for Christmas, I think I'm going to wait till lunch. Yes. At Christmas, it was our first Christmas together.
Okay.
We ended up breaking up 2 days later.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Well, he broke up with me. I've only broken up with one person my entire life. Everybody's always broken up with me, interestingly enough. But he broke up with me, and but 2 days before for Christmas, I opened up my presents, and there was 2 pairs of skinny jeans,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like looking at him, and it's like, dude, you've seen me naked so many times over the past year and a half. Did you not notice the size of my calves? My calves are bigger than my biceps. It's like, where did you think I was going to ever fit into skinny jeans? Oh my God. It's like, I tried to put them on when I got them, and it's like, it was like a blood pressure cuff on my calf.
Oh boy.
And I couldn't, and it took me forever to get them off.
Is that my burger?
Yes, that's
your
my burger.
Okay, awesome.
It took me forever to get it off too. I was like on the couch. You know, like when you're trying to put them on. Ooh, that's nice. I guess you see these commercials of women, they're trying to put them on, and they're on the bed, and they're like lifting them. They got the fork in the zipper. That was me trying to get them off, get them back over the calves. Because once you get them over, you think that's the challenge. Oh no, getting them back over to come off, that's the challenge. Especially if they've been on a while and then they've compressed and your calf got bigger. That's the challenge. So yeah, I was confused by the presents, and then 2 days later when I got the letter, he actually wrote me a letter saying, we're done. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
So here's some skinny jeans.
You gave me skinny jeans, dude.
Here's some skinny jeans. We're done. Okay.
There's other reasons for which we were done, which I will not go into.
Well, I figured as much. It wouldn't be just a skinny jean.
No.
Clothing malfunction.
Yes, exactly. And I just said thank you graciously, and whatever. I didn't make any comment whatsoever about the skinny jean because it's the thought that counts. So, but yes, a couple days later, I found out that allegedly I had an attitude problem.
Oh,
so
did you though, or was it just in his head?
No. This was the one time in my entire life when we broke up. It's like I left, and it's like, yeah, it's not me. It was you. And I just kept on with my merry life. I was not sad. I did not cry. It was just like, wow, fastest and best 240 pounds I ever lost.
Okay.
Thanks for doing me a favor. And that was the extent of it, really. So, I think he expected me to be more mad than I was.
And he was upset that you weren't.
I get that. Yeah. Yeah. Because when we were, he had a winter place, so we were there. And that's when I got that little note, and the note included a plane ticket sending me back, which was like, oh, okay. So let's just say I wasn't very heartbroken, right? Because that was pretty unceremonious. So
at least he didn't leave you, strand you there, though.
Oh, he tried to.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He threatened driving me to the airport. He stopped the car at one point, so I could just let you out right here, It was like, and like all I'm thinking is like, yeah, well, that would be par for course now, wouldn't it? So, of course, I didn't say that. But when I got to the airport, I had my laptop and I just like plugged it in the wall as soon as I got through the doors, and it's like just wrote, just to be clear, right? We're not talking to each other ever again, right? It's like my name is not crossing your lips. You don't think of me. You don't ask my friends how I'm doing. It's just like that. We just never were, right? Don't wish you ill. Don't wish you well. We never were. I'm detaching my energy from yours.
You're dead to
and
me.
I'm moving on. And 26 times over the next year, he tried to keep on established contact, including twice where he put his hands on my person when he knew it was unwelcome.
So
Yes.
Obsessed?
I think he really expected me to be going all around and to be bad-mouthing him to everyone. Yes. And to this day, even though I've told the story, I have never said his name, so nobody knows who I'm talking about whatsoever.
Whoop, I hit the wrong one. Shit. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
I just have these visions of him going around telling everyone, "Oh yeah, God, he's crazy," and like he's just like this. And I just went out and kept on living my life and never had his name in my mouth ever again. So I think he probably was disappointed. And then the last time he put his hands on me, he did it in front of people that he should not have done it in front of, and destroyed his entire reputation in public. Wow. And I never heard from him ever again after that day. So there we go. Just living well was the best revenge. It happens sometimes. Sometimes you just say yes to the wrong person. It wasn't a good fit. It just wasn't a good fit. I won't say anything more. Just
nothing ventured. Nothing ventured. Nothing gained. Though,
yeah.
Right?
Well, hey, it had a lot. I'll tell you something though. It had a lot of promise. It's a shame that so much promise, because we were two people who were very community involved, right? And I'm thinking with your community involvement and my community involvement, your connections, my know-how, your know-how, and my connections, put that all together. Wow, imagine what we could do. Was not to be. Oh well. It happens. But after that, spent some time single for a little bit, and the next person to knock on my door was my beaver sweetie. And 13 years later.
So it worked out for the best.
Worked out for the best. Yeah. I did see him once afterwards, out in public with his new partner. And I'm not objective, but I got the other end of that deal.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all I will say. That's all. He told me once that there was one thing he never wanted in a partner, and that person turned out to be that thing that he never wanted. So could have had this.
Oh well.
Moving on. But no, it was a everyone I think has that one experience, somebody that they've been with, and it's like, oh my God, how did I decide on that? It's like, love must have made me temporarily blind. So it happens. It happens. But most of my other relationships, I'm happy to say that even though they did end, I'm on friendly terms with pretty much everyone else. It's just sort of like not wanting the same things or, that type of stuff. But it wasn't like there's no betrayals or anything. It was just sort of like, this is kind of the end of the road, is it? It's like, yeah, it is. It's not happening. Okay.
That does. That does happen sometimes.
Yeah, but that's not so bad, right? Because so long as nobody, if you both admit it and you don't exit, sometimes in a relationship, one person thinks that they need to do something really dramatic at the end or terrible to get the clean break. And it's like, that's not necessary. You can just, it's not working. Yeah, it's not for me either. It's okay, friends, sure. And then you move on. So most of my relationships have been that way. I'm happy to say that I can. There's no out of every person I've dated, there's only two people that if I saw them on the street, I would walk on by. I wouldn't stop to say hi. That person and one person who stole from me, and that ended our relationship.
Wow.
But other than that, I'm on good terms with everybody else, pretty much. Oh, there's one who has moved on and since decided somewhere along the way didn't want to maintain a relationship.
I get that.
But we were friends for 3 or 4 years afterwards still. So, yes, but sometimes there's nothing there to maintain either, and that's fine. But at least it wasn't it was no animosity. We just, after a while, it's like after 4 years, it's like, oh well, yeah, the relationship is not there, and well, there's not really much there for a friendship either, actually. Okay, oh well. But again, no animus.
Right.
Right.
Well, what was somebody was saying years ago, when you get married, till death do us part is often what is said, right?
Right.
Which,
the death of what?
Well, and I'm not calling it into question, but somebody pointed out to me, when they used to say that, you might live to be 50.
Also.
I'm like, right. That's different.
Yeah.
That's where that came from. Till death do us part. If you made it to 35, hey, you might make it to 50. People didn't live for a long time.
Sorry.
If you made it out of childhood, maybe you'll live a long time. but we're talking about a time when people had 16 kids and maybe half of them made it to adulthood, right?
Yep, indeed.
So
yeah, you're right. Yeah. So interesting. And I think that, like I said, that's why I said death of what, because now that we live longer, like it's something else might die first.
Well, you
rather
might
before a person.
And one person grows in a different direction. I mean,
these things happen, but it's always interesting. Like the things that I always find more interesting are people like in their 60s and 70s, and they're like, "Yeah, we got a divorce." It's like, but you got 30 years in already.
Why walk away now?
Why not walk away now? And it's like, yep. Sometimes it's like I said, none of us are in other people's relationships, so we don't really know, right? But it's just sort of like, you would think, it's like, my God, you've been together 35 years. It's like, you're the couple I thought it would. If there was any couple I was betting on it was lasting, it was you guys.
Right.
Like, yeah. And then often you hear a couple of years later and you're just like, oh, there was something that had been festering like for 10 years or something like that. And then finally it just became enough, right? So that's it. I always find it's kind of weird. I was going to say, I always find relationship endings sad, but, and I guess in a way they are, but like I said, I've been through one or two that was really good things. I guess they're not, I guess I was sad still. In the moment. I went into the relationships genuinely, and I did try my best and give all my heart and, into them, and it didn't happen. So, I guess there's some sadness, but yeah, I guess there's just some relationships.
Just how it goes sometimes.
You bounce back from really quickly. It sounds so cold and callous. When you think of you just say it, but yeah, there are some that you bounce back from a little more quickly than others.
I suppose so. Yeah.
And then there was conversely, of course, though, there's the one person who just crushed my heart. Oh. And that one took me a while to get over. So yeah, you get all the varieties along the way.
It happens.
Through a lifetime, you get to experience all the colors.
Usually.
Yeah. All right. Ooh. Oh, you're offline?
No, I'm not offline. It's just there's a block on that.
Oh, okay.
Here. Yeah.
Okay.
So that it's to discourage people from.
Yeah.
Get
to keep people talking.
Yeah, exactly.
More than anything else.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna take a look. If you'll take over, Mr. Grizz, I'm gonna just take a look at the chat here.
Well,
G-Kit Lane wonders if Queen Snuggles' ex is related to my estranged hubby. Thinking the focus was on strange. Ooh.
Is that like Stranger Things?
It's just, it might have been a typo, but it was estranged, and then the D at the end was capitalized. So
that could be a typo.
It could be a typo, but I'm thinking where or for emphasis. If it's deliberate, it might be for emphasis, but I can't tell. But Elaine tends to be a little clever, so I'm going to guess emphasis rather than typo.
I read something the other day. It was a joke, and when you read it, it doesn't make much sense. If you say it out loud, it's like, oh, now I get it. And for the life of me, I can't remember, but it was like a rabbit, a priest, and a minister walk into a bar.
Okay.
And I forget the rest of it. But it was a rabbit, not a rabbi, a rabbit.
I remember the setup. I just don't remember the punchline.
I can't remember the punchline. So a rabbi, a priest, and an imam walk into a bar. The bartender looks at the three of them and says, "What is this, a fucking joke?" That's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. An Irishman walks out of a bar. It could happen. It could happen. Look, I'm fucking Irish, so I can say these things.
Oh my God, I love it. Okay, let's see. Okay, well, we have Kit Elaine with us, Kit Lori Sue, Kit Saucy. Good morning, good afternoon. I'm so used to saying morning. Good afternoon to all of you.
2:00.
Kit Argosi Acres has joined us today. Kit, whoops, come on. Something popped up on the screen. Kit Linda M joining us today. Kit J. Crick, yay, hello. And Kit Rosalina joining us as well here on the chat. So good day. Oh, wait a minute. There's more people. Sorry. I skipped a lot of you. Things must have fast forwarded here on the thing. We have Mademoiselle Fox here. It says the women's elite 10 starts at 6:15. I will be cheering.
Yeah, that's the 10K, the elite
Yeah.
elite run. There's a lot of races today. I'm not
Yeah.
sure of the whole schedule.
Kid Jen, Toronto Dan is with us. Let's see who else. Kid Frank, hey
There it
there,
is.
buddy.
There it is. Thank you, Tim. I knew it.
Oh, you got the punchline now?
This is a priest, a minister, and a rabbit walk into a bar. The rabbit says, "I think I might be a typo." See, it's you got to say it, right? Because that one, it works better when you say it.
I love
Yeah.
it. Love it. Kid Andrea. That's a new name for us. Saying hello from Toronto.
Hey.
Hey, hello to you.
And Rosalina. Rosalina? See?
Yes,
Rosalina.
yes. I mentioned Rosalina earlier.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, but that's a new name for us as well. Thank you. Welcome to the Beaver Lodge.
Yeah, welcome to the
Pull
party.
up a log, sit a while. Kit Jen here, of course, we mentioned before.
Yeah, we'll just give you Oh,
No,
wrong
that's
one.
that's the wrong one. Applause. There we go. Yay! I'm here for the applause, applause, applause. I'm here for the applause, applause. Got Lady Gaga in my head. And I think that's it. Oh, Kit Tim. Tim is with us. Kit Jason is with us. Good morning to
Jeez,
both.
I turned
Good
up my
afternoon.
headphone
to both of you.
volume by accident there. I'm like, holy shit, you're loud all of a sudden. I turned it up by accident.
There we go. And now I think I got everybody. If I missed you, I am so sorry. But thank you, all of us, for all of you for joining, and thank you for being here for my little birthday bash. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you so much. Makes me feel good because even though, you know, like I said, the birthday party that we had on the Saturday was for Alex and myself because my beaver sweetie's birthday is 2 days before mine. So so it was our party, I guess more his in a way, but our party. This is mostly his friends, but after like 12 or 13 years, people are not distinguishing anymore, which is nice. So, you know, it was our party. But in terms of celebrating my own birthday specifically, just past midnight, I was in the hospital. So. And the day was a bit of a damper because I was feeling a bit down given everything that happened. So my birthday, my personal birthday party for me was just going to a dessert place and grabbing a piece of cake with my sweetie. So
Now I want cake.
Yes. Who doesn't?
I haven't had cake in
Cake is good. Cake is good.
a couple of months. I'm not one for sweets, but you said cake, and now it's in my head, and now I want cake.
I want cake. I always want cake.
Yeah, I don't really. I'm not one for sweets. It's not my thing, right? It's not my jam. How do you think I maintain this figure? I don't eat sweets.
How do you maintain this one? I do.
Well, when you're allergic to as many things as I am, your diet is pretty limited. So,
yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? When maintaining that figure was easier before gluten-free cooking got so much better. Because when I found out about the only thing that was good, like pasta was just as good or better, pancakes were just as good as better, and for some reason, gluten-free brownies have always been fantastic. But everything else was cardboard or styrofoam.
Oh, I can believe that.
It's just
I can believe
horrible.
that.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, cakes, pies, cookies, donuts, all of it was just off limits. And the few that was there was just disgusting. So, but now it's gotten better. It's gotten much, much better.
Well, good for you.
Well, that's see, I'm I in that I get treats now, but I would like to be able to have my bikini body before an entire season of tennis is over. My bikini body in time for November. When nobody wants to see my bikini body.
There we go.
Woo-hoo. So, yeah. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm just giggling. So, yeah, we basically just went out for cake on the day. But today I'm in better spirits and better mood. So this feels more like and plus, with the damn fam, people I love and I care about with me, helping me. So that seems much more of a party
I'm
than the actual
completely out of
was.
libations. I've got no water, no beer, and I've eaten my burger. So
Oh my.
maybe I need a coffee. I don't know.
That's a terrible situation. We need to remedy that.
Well, I'll be, Abby will come back in a few minutes.
Oh, yes.
And I'll order another pint, I think.
More beer.
I thought it would have been. I thought it would have been a little bit busier
beer.
inside though because of race weekend. It usually gets packed up. But I think what'll happen is after the first. I think there's a race that starts in like 5 minutes, and I think it's a 2K.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll probably be quite busy after that. So we'll see what happens. I was awakened. I woke up to an 85-pound doggo just breathing right in my face at 6:30 this morning, and I'm like, "What? Why 6:30? Why 6:30? Like Lola, we don't go out till like 8:30 to 8:40 during Monday to Friday." She's like, "It's the weekend, Dad. You're not working. Get up. Come on, let's go." So I managed to dissuade her until 7:30 because it's like I crawled out of bed and made some coffee, and I'm like, "Give me a few minutes." And she started to really whine at 7:30. I'm like, "All right, let's go." I don't know why. She's like, "It's Saturday." She knows the days of the week. I swear to you, she knows the days of the week because Wednesday I go to Scotch and Cigar Club, and I'll take her out Wednesday night for a walk, and we'll go through the park and we'll go around the park. And then we get out to Elgin Street. And ordinarily when we get to Elgin Street at Waverley, we turn right and walk down to Gladstone, cross over, and she does a patrol of Elgin Street. Nope, not on this night. She goes straight down Waverley, right to my buddy's place, right to his front porch.
Okay.
She knows it's Wednesday night. Like, she doesn't even look left or right. She's like ready to cross the street or right straight away, right down Waverley. So I'm like, okay, this is, she knows the days of the week, man. She knows Wednesdays. She knows when it's a weekend. I don't know if she knows that it's Monday or Tuesday or Thursday, but she knows when Wednesday night is, and she knows when the weekend is here. So she's a smart gal.
Interesting. Does she let you sleep in at all on the weekend?
No.
Okay.
God, no. Seldom, anyway. Once in a blue moon, if she's really tired, if I kept her up late the night before. Because I was going to bring her out to see the staff last night, but I was just so tired. I fell asleep before that. Usually I bring her out around 10:30 to see the staff because there'd be a lineup to get into the pub. And last night I was just too tired. I watched the hockey game, went straight to bed, and that was that. But way to go, Edmonton! They won last night, 3-0. It was a good victory.
I wanted to watch the match so bad, and I decided not to because I didn't want to jinx them. Because I watched the Edmonton match that they lost, and then I watched the Ottawa Charge match the other night. They lost. Like this penalty, 36 seconds left, score 15 and percent into overtime. The Minnesota one. So I said, you know what? I'm just looking at the score on the phone every now and then. It's 3-0. Okay, maybe I should tune in. No, it was 3-1, and then they lost. So nope, I'll just keep on looking at the checking in on the phone. And it was 3-0. I just left it there. I said, okay, 10 something. Match must be over now. Okay, good. It didn't jinx them.
It was a good game. I watched it from start to finish. I quite enjoyed it, actually. It was an odd night for me. I was doing studio work, getting some stuff straightened out yesterday, and then around 5:00 or something like that, I decided I'm going out for a pint. I took Lola out for a walk, and then I came over here and I had a pint, and then it's like I'm going to go home now. It was a quiet, mellow evening, and ordinarily I meet with a group of guys on Friday, but I couldn't make it happen last night. And then they went to a different pub. Usually we meet here, but they went to a different pub, and I was like, well, I'm kind of working late, in studio stuff, like production stuff for this. Mm-hmm. And anyway, it got everything done, so that's good. But I wanted to try. I was going to try and record the jazz show, and I decided I'm going to do it on Sunday instead because it was just not in the right frame of mind yesterday to do it. And then I thought maybe I can do it this morning. I woke up and took Lola out, brought Lola back in, and I started getting ready. And I'm like, nah, that's going to be a Sunday thing. It's going to be a mellow Sunday thing. I'll do a live stream jazz show on the YouTube, and then the audio version will be available on the Spotify. So, yeah. There we go. So that's my weekend, basically.
Alex is here for the tulips.
I think they're mostly gone now.
Yeah, the tulip meter's down at 8, so there's not much left. But he wanted to come a few weekends ago. When I was here a couple of weeks ago, I got to see them just at the peak. They were gorgeous.
Yeah, they and then it got really cold and they all died.
Mm.
No, not all of them, but most.
Normally it's the other way around, right? The heat gets them. And
and this year it was the cold.
Down. Yeah. So
well, they only have like a 2-week cycle, and then that's it. They're gone. Like they literally bloom for 2 weeks a year. That's it.
We've been very lucky. The ones at our place, we don't have any. We just have like 3 little patches of tulips, but they came up really early, and they're still looking good. Like they've been up for almost like 3 weeks, close to a month now.
Oh, cool.
They just look lovely. They're all happy and like, hello, here I am, Perky, come look at us. And they all smell so good too. Oh. Some don't smell at all, but the 3 that we've got for some reason they're just lovely. Alex has got his nose in them all the time. Alex is a big guy, but you can compare him to Ferdinand, the bull.
Mm-hmm.
He just loves to stop and smell the flowers.
He's a big fella. Yeah. I think he's about the same height as me. Is he a little taller than me?
I think he's a solid 6 foot already, or 6.
Yeah, so we're about the same height, but he's got a bigger frame.
He's got a bigger frame. Yeah. He's got the soccer player legs.
Yes, he does. Yeah, and you know, I'm a goalie, so I don't need a big arse. But if you're a forward, you need to have a big butt so you can get into the corners and keep people off you. Well, there's the lady I was looking for. I'll have a pint, please, when you get a chance. Thank you.
As we say in dance school, better to have a big arse than to be one.
I've never heard that before, but I'll take your word for it.
And Abby comes in just as I say that. Weird time to pop into the conversation. We were talking about you.
Well, I was so tired last night that I decided that I was going to just order a pizza, which is what I did. Ordered a pizza. And I ordered some wings along with it, and I was treating myself, which is, you know, it's pretty rare that I do that. I almost never order out.
Okay.
Sorry, just adjusting. I almost never order like a delivery. And last night I was tired, and it's like I don't feel like walking to the store right now. It's cold, it's wet, it's rainy. I just got back from walking a little, so I ordered a pizza and some wings, and then of course for breakfast I had cold pizza. For lunch, I had 2 slices of cold pizza. For dinner, I'm going to have a slice of cold pizza and some wings. I'll heat the wings up, though, because cold wings just, no. Although I know friends of mine love to have cold Kentucky. I'm like, ugh.
So cold pizza I can understand.
Yeah, no, it's a thing. You know,
as they say in the movie, pizza. What was a movie? I can't remember which one it said, but pizza's like sex. Even when it's bad, it's still pretty good.
It's still pretty good. Still pretty good. It's like with the alternative is cold pizza or no pizza, I'll take the cold pizza because it's still good.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, got Kit Jen here when we're talking about birthdays. I have a bestie whose birthday is July 4th. We used to drink to international cooperation back in the day.
I don't think that's really where it is. Although there's a lot of governors that came up to Ottawa this weekend to try and negotiate stuff.
Yeah. Normally that goes the other way around. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah, they're like, we'd really like you to come and vacation in our states and trade with us. And we're like, sorry, man, talk to your president.
I see that California is making that big push too right now. And it's like
people are going like, no.
Illinois too with J.B. Pritzker. So Governor Pritzker, Governor Newsom, and I'm not getting political here. Just, decent governors who do well and all that kind of stuff. But they're putting out there. It's like, can Canadians come? And they're trying to make all these deals, and it's like we're sitting there. But the thing is that if we come, we don't know if we're going to be able to come back home.
Yeah, we don't want to get held
and as governors, you don't have control over that. So it's like, thank you, but no.
Yeah. It's not really working for me.
No, the deal's not attractive enough yet. Sorry.
Well, it's like, if you're going to travel to the States, take a burner phone. So I have to augment how I live my life because of the raging lunatic running that country. Nah.
Yeah.
No. I know I can go anywhere in Europe and I don't even have to think about it.
Right.
Or anywhere in Canada and I don't have to think about it.
Right.
So yeah, that's no. And don't get me wrong, I know we got some wackadoos in this country too.
Oh God.
But I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. No, it's just, yeah. I mean, it's just a different thing. That's like, had we not heard those stories about, people being detained and all that kind of stuff, and maybe, okay, it's like, okay, it's a little tougher to get through. After 9/11, it was a little tougher to get through and all that, and that's fine. But this is sort of like, I'm going there and I'm getting on the plane to come back home, and whoops, I end up in a detention center. That's not particularly attractive to anyone.
No, that does not appeal.
And 50% off my hotels is not going to make that.
And no, the risk. I'm like, what? I can't. Here's my huge concern of mine is if I went down and they, oh no, we're gonna put you in a detention center. It's like, who's gonna take care of Lola while I'm gone? I mean, legitimately, that's where my mind goes. I'm like, yes, I know I have great neighbors, and I know Bridget will make sure she's fed and watered, but Bridget can't walk her. She's too powerful.
Right.
And, if she sees a squirrel or a rabbit and wants to chase it, if you don't have your feet planted, you're going with her.
Yep. Yeah.
And she still pulls me all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's legit where my thought process goes. It's like, who's going to take care of her? Because if I get thrown into a detention center in the U.S. because of something I've said about their president, and I've not said nice things about him because, anyway.
Yeah. My beaver sweetie's still tentatively slated to go to Phoenix at some point this year for a science presentation. And I'm like, I keep on thinking, part of me is like, I don't know. He seems to be okay with it. Now, fortunately, he doesn't have anything on the social speaking Trump because he just doesn't care about the guy. But
I get that. But he is an immigrant.
Well, that's the thing.
Thank you, Abby. He is an immigrant and
now he's full Canadian citizen.
Yes. And he's been here for a very long time.
Yes. But
when he speaks, you hear the accent.
Yes.
And that would not work well in your favor.
Yep. So yeah, it's I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
Well, like, you're coming to take a job. You're taking a job from an American, aren't you? No, I'm not.
That happened to me after 9/11, eh? Did I tell you that? I was crossing, going to Michigan, Illinois and then to Michigan, and it was two right after September 11th. So maybe a few years after I found out I was allergic to wheat. So I was going like for 5 or 6 weeks. So I brought bread with me.
When they did not want to let you cross over with it, did they?
5 loaves of bread.
Mm-hmm.
No, they were fine. They were fine with that. But I'm brown.
Mm-hmm.
My passport is in French.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Canadian passport, which is like the passport of choice.
But your surname is quite Irish.
Yes. So I don't look like my name at all.
No.
It's like Douglas Connors. Yeah, right. Other room.
Hey, what part of Ireland are you from now?
The very, very southern part. The way southern tip.
Well, they call us the Black Irish for a reason, you see.
Oh, man. And
there are lots of black people in Ireland too, by the way. Just
But so let's see. Passport in French.
Mm-hmm.
That's strike. Born in Montreal. Strike. Because that's like ground zero for terrorism cells at the time in Canada.
Yeah.
Canadian passport of choice, because they kept on like blowing up bunkers and then finding a whole bunch of passports, fake passports and stuff like that. No, they were almost invariably Canadian.
Well, it's the passport of
because we're nice.
Well, there are countries that don't let us in without paying a reciprocity fee or something like that. But it's one of about 4 passports that gets you into almost any country in the world.
Pretty much, yeah. Self-employed at the time. So it's like I had like 5 or 6 strikes. So I went to the first thing, and that's okay. And then they sent me to a room, and then they talked to me, and then they sent me to another room later on where I was one-on-one. Secondary with one-on-one.
When you hear this.
Yeah.
As they put the rubber glove on?
Yep, pretty much. And we're sitting there, and it's like September... oh my God. September 9th or something like that, and I'm not coming back till like something like Thanksgiving or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so she in Ottawa back at the time, our bus passes, they had two pieces. We had the picture that lasted the full year,
Mm-hmm.
and then the bus pass that you actually put in every month. So she looks at my bus pass and she goes like, "What's this? Where's my bus pass?" I goes, "Well, where's the pass?" So I'm like, "Well, I mean, if you were only going to be in town for 9 days in a month, would you buy a pass for that month?" I did. So okay, that makes sense. Goes on, but there was like so many questions, and then I'm like, the tone of the questions change. So first, I was a terrorist. And when they ascertained that I wasn't a terrorist, then I was coming to the United States to work, take jobs. And then when I told them, it's like, well, I'm an English to French, French to English simultaneous translator. There's not really much going on in the States for me.
There's not a lot of French being spoken that I need to translate
to do. Exactly. Then she asked whether or not I had my business cards. I was like, well, no. Well, why? Because I have absolutely no business at all in the United States. I have no clients, no nothing, no nothing.
Yeah.
And then my crime wasn't that I was coming to take American jobs, but that America wasn't good enough for me to want to actually want to take the jobs of someone else.
I couldn't make that shit up if I tried.
And then I'm looking at her, and I know all the rules, right? It's like, don't say too much, don't get angry, don't get upset, don't volunteer too much, just answer specifically the question. And she's sitting there like this, well, why? And I'm like, well, when I was in university and the dollar was like at $1.40 and something like that, yeah, I would have loved to have American clubs, but like right now we're pretty much at par, and like for 2 cents on the dollar, I really don't see the effort. And she was like offended, but could understand it.
Here's what you got to do. You got to change your name to Dave Smith.
No, I have a friend named John Smith, and he got caught too. Unfortunately, the only white people in the secondary in the other rooms are the poor sucker whose name is Michael Smith or John Smith, because there was such thing as the IRA.
That can't be correct.
Everyone is brown. Yeah. Everyone is brown. It was not random at all.
Well, look at this, though, from Green Sr. A friend was going to visit her friend in Syracuse. They asked her why she was going, and she told them she was going to help her friend stain her deck. The border agent berated her for taking away an American's job.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know. So she went everything like this, and literally, I think on the way there, my bag had gone through like 7 or 8 times.
Mm-hmm.
Look like this, and she's, mind if I look through your bag? And it's like, yeah, no problem, because there's nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing there to find, right? I have no record. There's nothing to find. So go ahead, look all you want. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like calm. And she looks through everything. Like, she notices all the bread, and she looks at me like I'm weird. I'm allergic to wheat. And I'm going for 5 weeks. So,
I can't eat a sandwich otherwise.
She puts it all back like this, and she sits in the chair, and I'm across from her. And she goes, well, I don't really have anything one way or the other to let me know whether or not we should let you in or not. And in that moment, my inner dialogue is, what? What? You have nothing. Nothing, really. Because I'm sure if you tap into that little computer there, you'll see all the times I've come to the United States since I was 16. And every time I've come home, and every time there's been no incident. But really, you have nothing? Yeah. Nothing? Yeah. And inside, that was inside. And outside, it was like, oh. And I just waited to let her keep talking. And I said, so I guess we'll go, but next time you have to bring this and this and this and this and this and all that kind of stuff. So the next time I came, I brought that. They wanted like the ownership papers for my home, letters from people I did business with to prove that I have businesses, income tax returns and stuff, like all the thing, right?
Well, that's absurd.
For 2 years, I traveled with that pile of documents. I was never asked for them once.
Of course not. Well, we, as I had said a little bit earlier, that we were going to have a guest join us, and he is in the green room, so I'm going to bring him in right now.
Bring on the eye candy.
And here we go, Super Kyle. Woo-hoo. How you doing, buddy?
Hey.
What's going on?
How are you?
Compliments right out the gate, buddy?
Hey,
appreciate it.
You know me. I cannot resist. I cannot resist. How are you, my friend? How's your mental health today?
My health is better than it was this morning. I don't know what it was. I woke up, my stomach was sick.
Oh no.
Today's been good. So
okay.
Am I staying in the camera? There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in frame.
Yeah, you're great.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't want to do the whole thing like this. So,
Yeah. I'll take the logo
no,
down now, so it's not in your
All the
forehead.
audience going, what's going on with the other half of his face?
There we go. There we go.
I'm trying out for an opera.
That was good. That was good. That was good. That was a good one. I like that. That was very good.
I like that. Oh, thank you so much for joining us. What's news?
News. News. I've been planning lots of concerts locally in Ottawa.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of
lately,
stuff.
so,
I've been watching your feed on the Facebook there. I'm like, holy
yeah.
shit, man. I have to get out to a show at some point, but it's time and money are two things I don't have an abundance of at the moment. That may change in the future. In the near future, that might change. Fingers crossed. We'll see. But
let's
right
talk
now,
when you have time, my friend.
yes.
Because money's not a problem.
Crossing my eyes.
Well, I'm going to be. I got to step away for a minute because
Okay.
I had a burger, a glass of water, and a pint. I got to answer nature's call, so I'll be back in a few minutes.
Do it up.
Hello? Yes. I'm surprised he hasn't slapped me yet, at least once.
How far away are you two in the booth?
Literally right beside each other.
Oh, you are, eh? Okay.
Yeah, I could put my arm around him. See?
Oh, there's your hand.
This is my pal, Paul. Hi, Paul. Oh man, it is so lovely to see you. So yeah, concerts. Tell me what's on deck.
On deck, I have a band called Solias coming to Ottawa.
Okay.
And yeah, so they're heavy hard rock, good stuff. And then a couple of bands opening up for them. They're local to Ottawa and smaller, and looking to make their name too. So
Cool.
looking for that. But
When you say you're
Solias
coming, are you organizing them to come?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So these are either bands that I've reached out to see if they want to come, or bands who Solias reached out to me and asked me to find them a venue.
Okay.
And I started them off with a smaller venue because I wasn't too sure what was going on. And all the other venues were sort of planned or closed or whatever.
Mhm.
And then more recently, I opened up the show to the Brass Monkey. So
Oh, nice.
we went from having maximum 100 guests to 400. So
Yeah.
we're looking forward to seeing that. I noticed a couple of you said hi. So hi, everybody. I didn't say hi. I'm kind of rude. But yeah, so it's been fun planning all this stuff that I've been watching people plan for the past few years. Just right from my first show that I saw at the Brass Monkey, actually. The Lazies played, and just getting to see that show and getting to see the work that goes into that. And now I'm part of that scene, and now I'm part of what brings the music to the people. So it's a good feeling.
That must be, you must be in a happy place then if you're doing that.
I really am. I honestly, now all I gotta do is turn it into some sort of financial something.
Right.
I'm looking to. I'm not making money right now, but I'll be registering hopefully soon.
Okay.
And then I'll start taking a cut from all the shows and everything like that. So right
Nice.
for now, I asked for merch from the band, sort of thing, if they want to give me merch.
Right.
I'll do that. But no, all of this is just to give back to the scene that's given me so much and give me a second chance at
Right.
a life, really. So
Whoops. That's good stuff. Who else you got coming?
who else we got coming out? Oh gosh. I've been so caught up in this next show. It's always the next show for me.
Right.
On the 20th, so that's June 8th, Solias, and then June 27th, I have Monteith, and Don't Tell Sarah, and I'm
Okay.
gonna be adding a couple of acts to that show as well. And so not so much a booking agent as I am a concert promoter, an event promoter.
Nice.
And I say event promoter because I'd like to start doing comedy shows and that sort of thing too. I know I have a couple of buddies in that world, so I'll be looking at doing that thing too. But no, for now it's those two shows, and then I have early August, first 2 days. I have Ginny Rangers coming to Ottawa. And she
Jimmy
needs me to
Ranger?
Ginny Ranger.
Ginny Ranger. I'm not familiar with that person.
So she's out of the Quebec side, and so she's asked me to put on her show, and that's the thing is some of these are smaller time artists, and they're looking to grow their name and looking to have that be a name that you do know now. And so she's on Spotify, actually, if you want to give her a listen at some point. But
I will check her out.
yeah, these are artists that people wouldn't usually hear. You know, I went yesterday and I saw the New Hires, one of my favorite bands, and they played with a band called Double Experience, and then they had another girl open up for the two bands, and I'm looking up her name here now.
Double Experience, or like a Jimi Hendrix tribute band?
No. So the double part of the Double Experience is it's two guys.
Oh, okay.
And then they'll have a hired drummer come play with them. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But ZL was the opening act yesterday, and she did very well. She came and played a soft electric acoustic set, and
cool.
very well done. Very, very bright future for her. And I gave her a name or two to go look up, and hopefully she can collab with them and do a couple of shows, because she deserves a bigger name for herself. And these are some names in Ottawa that I hope to see make it big. So we'll see.
Oh, he's going to do the presentation here of the food, the plate of food.
Whoa!
Darn. There's some avocado. What else you got on that?
Avocado, some tomato, some lettuce, some chipotle mayo right there.
That looks like a lot of bacon,
some
too.
Bacon. And
I can smell the bacon.
Fries.
I can literally smell the bacon.
Surrender to the power of the bacon.
Dude, I just ate a bacon cheeseburger. Don't tempt me with another one. I mean, because I will, It's a bacon cheeseburger. What else are you going to do,
Oh, God, no. If I ever have breadcrumbs lying around my apartment somewhere and eggs, burgers get made by accident.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just did.
All innocent, like, I don't care if I have to eat them off 2 pieces of bread or whatever. I will just burger. Give me a burger and I'll make it.
There's a restaurant in Toronto, I can't remember, but they have these signs for burgers. And one of them says, "Meat is murder. Tasty, tasty murder."
Oh,
I'm just like, I don't know whether I should laugh or be offended on behalf of people.
Look, here's the thing.
That's the best comedy, actually.
Here's the thing. I have friends who are vegetarian. I have friends who are vegan. One friend who's very staunchly vegan, but has never tried to push her dietary choices on me. Right. She doesn't talk about the fact that she's vegan, because she's like, yeah, I know a lot of people have recently become vegan who won't shut the hell up about it. And she says, it annoys me too. My take on it is real simple. My diet is what it is because of the myriad of food allergies I have. There's a lot of vegetables I simply cannot eat because they make me sick. Mm-hmm. So how am I going to have a vegan diet or a vegetarian diet? I can't. I simply can't. I would waste away to nothing. Yep. So, yeah, don't judge me because I'm eating what I can. Okay?
Right.
I'm eating what I can.
Yeah.
People are like, well, you can have a vegan. I don't want a vegan diet. What I can eat on a vegan dietary list does not appeal to me at all, in any way. Not to mention the fact that so much of it is stuff I'm allergic to.
Mm-hmm.
So
for me, it's when people are having desserts or turn around, it's like birthday party, they're having cake. Oh my God, you can't have any. Is it okay? It's like half the cake, man. Trust me. It's like when there's a cake I can eat, I want to shove my face right into it. It's like, I am not going to deny you the privilege of cake just because I cannot have any. Eat the cake. Enjoy it. Let me watch you. I will live vicariously through you while you eat it. Tell me how it tastes. I want to know everything. It's like, but eat all the cake. Just eat the cake. But people just get weird sometimes. The other way around, when you have an allergy. Oh, I have it. Go eat it. It doesn't make me feel bad that you can have something that I can't. Just go knock yourself out.
The old astigmatism is really kicking my butt today. You know how you get the little floaties? Well, right now I'm getting floaties, but almost tracers because of all the lights that are shining in my eyes. And every time I look somewhere, I just see shining lights. It's like, it's not the most pleasant experience. It was yesterday morning was bad. I was trying to read something and I'm like, oh, this is not working out. I just can't see a damn thing. So I took a nap.
Is that astigmatism? I just thought it was because I was full of it.
No. Astigmatism is when you see the little floaty things in your eye, little squiggly lines floating in your eyes.
I'm so full of it. It's coming out of my eyes. Ah.
Yeah, that's astigmatism. That's what I have. So that's why I wear the glasses.
Yep, I got a bad one.
But see, these are good for computer screens. These are not ideal though. So I have to, because they're progressives, I got to keep tilting so I can see stuff in focus. So it's like, screw it, I'll just take them off. Easier that way.
Yep. I do this all the time.
Well, are they progressives?
Nope.
No, that's why. Yeah.
My not optometrist wants me to recommend them for me, but it's like I just can't imagine having like this whole section of the lens when I'm playing tennis that if my eyes happen to go down to, the ball disappears.
Well, that's why you get two sets of glasses. You get a sports pair and you get a regular pair.
Yeah. So that's what I might do next year. Because next year, these ones I had to get this year because I lost the last pair of glasses I had were my head and vanished. So it hasn't been 2 years yet. So these ones I couldn't expense with, say, insurance. So I got just the regular ones. And then, the next pair I probably will get the progressives because it's really annoying to be like going through life and sort of like, oh, I need to see what's written on the thing on the order menu. Okay, now I'm good. I need to look on my phone. Now, what's that over there? Oh, I got to put.
Yeah.
But at least, unlike the other ones, these ones, when I put them up here, they stay up. Because the other ones, when I was putting up, they just slid back down.
Well, these are progressives, but they're generals, but they have like a tint to sort of filter out the blue light from the computer screen.
Oh, nice.
But I do have another pair that has the tint and are designed specifically for looking at computers all day long because they're like a close up. They're like, do not drive with these. And I remember I walked out the door with them on and I got behind the wheel and I went, why is everything so blurry? Like, thank God I had my prescription sunglasses in the car because it was like, oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. I couldn't see a damn thing.
You have no cutlery.
All right. Oh, there's no cutlery around.
I will make it happen.
It's usually back here on the table somewhere, but I don't see. Yeah, there's none.
I will MacGyver it.
Well, there is a party that's scheduled to be in this space at 4:00. So we've got about another hour-ish before we have to tear down. So, I mean, I don't expect people to actually show up at 4, but then again, you never know. You don't know. I don't know what the demographic is. If it's like for somebody my age and it's a birthday party, people will be here at 4. And
there'll be somebody at 3. There'll be somebody arriving at 3:40.
And if it's people who are considerably younger than me, Gen Z, they'll get here when they get here. And that's not a knock against it. It's just that's what we were like when we were that age too, But once you get into your mid to late 50s, you start to, prompt timing. I have to be there because people are expecting me. Nobody's expecting me.
Well, I don't know about that, my friend.
There for 5 minutes less than planned. They'll get bored.
Yeah, 15 minutes early or you're 15 minutes late.
I'm usually on time. I try and get on time. Yeah. Well, especially when it comes to work, it's like, you need to be here 15 minutes early. Okay, I'm going to clock in. And no, your shift starts at 8. Then I'll show up at 8. No, we want you here 15 minutes early. Are you going to pay me for that 15 minutes? No, you clock in. Then I'll show up at 8 because that 15 minutes is my time. mofo. And if you're not paying me for it, you're not getting it for free.
Yep.
And I've actually said that to people, and they looked at me, and I go, tell me I'm wrong. No, you're not actually wrong. Yeah, you are right. And I know I'm right. Call HR. I don't give a shit. You want me here for 8 o'clock? That's when my shift starts. You start paying me at 8. That's when you want me to clock in. I will be here at 8.
Mm-hmm. Then you get all the debate about whether then you walk in at 8 or you have to be there already ready to start work at 8.
I'm always ready to start at 8.
Well,
But here's the thing. They were never ready to start at 8 anyway.
Exactly.
So why would I show up 15 minutes? Well, maybe you'll get a coffee and that you're telling me I can't drink a coffee while you're speaking to me? Somebody says, well, you have a bit of an attitude problem. I go, yeah, my attitude is I don't work for free for you. Ever. That's my attitude. Actually, that's pretty smart, Paul. Yeah, I know. Thank you. I learned that a long time ago. Sorry. Yep. I'm not showing up early if you're not going to pay me to be there. Yep. Simple as that. You start paying me at 8, I will be at my desk at 8.
So I was curious how the attitude problem is not from the people who don't want to pay you.
Yeah.
Because apparently that's not an attitude.
No. If you're not paying me, I'm not there. Sorry.
That was my problem. Was to compare a transporter like Amazon, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I had to book an hour and a half to get 20 minutes down the road,
right?
Because it was an outside of the transit map issue or something. So I had to book at 6 o'clock for a 7:30 shift.
Right.
And there I was, waiting for 6 a.m. And sometimes they wouldn't show up till 7.
Right.
And when they showed up at 6, then there I am at work, sitting there for an hour going, okay, what do I do now? And
yeah,
that was a whole other thing. But
I have shown up early for my shift and sat and drank coffee and chatted with my coworkers. And they go, well, we got to get started. And I go, no, you don't start paying me till 8. This is my time. I can have a coffee. I can talk to my colleague, but you don't start paying me for another 10 minutes. So sorry, This is my time.
Yep.
And I've had people push back on it. You have a bad attitude. No, I have a sensible attitude. If I'm working for you, I'm getting paid. If I'm not getting paid, I'm not working for you.
Yep.
Why do you leave early? No, my shift ends at 4. I leave at 4. Well, we need you to put in extra time, and you're going to pay me for it. Oh, no. You got to. I'm like, you're telling me to work for free? I've said this to people, and they're like, we need team players. I am a team player between 8 and 4. After 4, I'm on my time, unless you're paying me extra.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I am a team player between 8 and 4.
I'm a team player between 8 and 4. After 4 o'clock, this is my time.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. It's going to take me 45 minutes to get home because you insist I come into the office to pick up work when I could just go straight to the job site.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Send me the work via email, and I'll just go straight to the job site because the foreman is going to have all the stuff already there on the site.
Right.
No, they didn't like that either. No, we need you to come into the office so I can turn around and go back downtown again. That was the one that really killed me. Oh, that one drove me nuts. My last employer was like, no, only come into the office if you need to pick something up. Otherwise, why would you drive out to Canada? You live downtown. 90% of your work is downtown. Don't come in unless you need something. I was like, thank you. That's sensible. I go, do I need to fill out timesheets? They go, you're on salary. Why? You work 8 to 4. That's it. Like they really had it. Well, actually, we had a 37.5-hour week. And then when we got bought out by the other company, they switched us to 40 and put us on hourly, but paid us the same money. So now I was working more for less.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I'm not even going to go down that road. It'll just piss me off.
Yeah.
So,
That's my left eye. That's really.
Kyle, has the Blues Fest lineup come out yet? I know the Jazz Fest.
Oh yeah,
has.
no, Blues Fest
It's out.
schedule's out. So's Jazz,
Okay.
and City Folk is out as well.
Yeah, CD Folk too. I saw that. Yeah.
There's a couple of Blues Fest shows I'd like to go to, and a couple of City Folk shows I think I'm going to attend. Definitely a couple of Jazz Fest shows because I am the jazz guy after all.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Mhm.
I'm surprised at the line. How would I put it? The Ottawa Jazz Festival lineup this year seems to be a little more obscure.
Isn't Wynton Marsalis playing though?
Yes,
Okay.
but other than that, it seems to be. Normally, there's like 5 or 6 names that I'm really familiar with already, and this year wasn't so many.
No,
Wasn't
there's
as
just
much
some
for-
new artists. I think in a lot of cases,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, it's always quality. Don't get me wrong. The
Mhm.
Ottawa Jazz Festival always books super. It punches way above its weight for the size.
Well, and
But-
something that I've been told by folks from Montreal who used to come to Ottawa for Jazz
Yeah, it's
Fest,
better.
and I'm like, why did you come here? They go, because Montreal Jazz Fest is less about jazz and more about pop music now.
No.
I'm like, oh, kind of like Blues Fest is mostly just the name. She's like, yeah, exactly. So I know that for true jazz fans, for true jazz lovers, Ottawa is a bit more of a purist type of jazz festival. Now they do have semi, pop stars, but who are still doing jazz anyway. That just happens to be a hit song. So,
Mhm.
Yep, indeed.
excuse me. But yeah, it's more of a purist jazz fest than say Montreal's. Montreal's used to be. It started out that way, and then it kind of switched up, and it's more like
It's a big street party now.
yeah, which it's still a good
It's
time.
good.
Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
But if you're going purely for jazz, it's not the show to attend.
Well, plus, I mean, you could be watching something on Saint Denis and be like 3 or 4 blocks down from the stage.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Whereas at the Ottawa Jazz Festival, you just like show up with your lawn chair and you can be like,
Yeah.
just plop it down anywhere and you're like 20 feet from the stage.
Well, there is a restriction on that now. They've
Yeah.
moved
Okay.
the lawn chair section back a bit,
Okay.
so that people could get closer who just didn't want to sit in a chair. And the other thing was they said no lawn chairs past this point. And the reason they did that was because you'd have people just complaining constantly. You're standing up. Well, it's a standing room only zone. You chose to put a lawn chair there. That's kind of your decision, not mine.
Mhm.
I didn't bring a lawn chair. I came here to stand up and watch a show. If I want to sit down, I'll go back over there where other people are sitting on the lawn back there,
Mhm.
which is where you should be. And now they have a fence zone, no lawn chairs past this point.
Mhm.
The same thing at City Folk as well. Blues Fest, do they even let you bring lawn chairs in anymore? I don't think
Yep.
so. They do still?
Yeah, they have the same point.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But I prefer my chair to be above the crowd, so
Mhm, mhm.
like I don't have that issue.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you always bring your own chair, but you're usually crowd surfing anyway. So,
Yeah.
who's the big act at Blues Fest this year?
think it is.
I mean,
Isn't it?
take your pick. Papa Roach.
Papa
Papa
Roach.
Roach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's probably the biggest act this year at Blues Fest.
I mean, Green Day. So,
Yes.
like,
Yes.
it
Oh.
depends
I forgot
on
about
who you think is bigger. But
I didn't know they were playing. I did see the lineup once. I perused it and I went, "Yeah, there's a couple shows I want to
Yeah.
see."
Objectively, Day is bigger.
if getting off the Blues Fest topic, because these two things are not related. If
Okay.
anybody asks, these two things are not related. At midnight on the 19th, the morning, there's a Canadian Idiot show at the Dom,
At the what?
July 19th.
at the Dominion Tavern,
Oh, okay.
At July 19th.
July 19th.
Okay.
The Idiot Show.
The Canadian Idiot show.
Comedy
The Canadian Idiot Show.
or music?
Music.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it'd be like
Yeah.
Green Day. I want
I
to
have
be.
no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
I have no idea. There is no relation to any of these things.
How'd you get the word on that, man?
I'm
You're in
promoting
the
it.
business. Yeah, yeah. You're a promoter.
So what's the
Oh,
Idiot
no.
Show?
I'm the one throwing that show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it'll be bands playing a certain style of song from a certain band. I'm not going to say which band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coded language. I get you.
Just so happens to be at this time.
Yeah. And
And
it's
so we're gonna run it for about 2 hours, midnight till 2 a.m., whatever sort of thing. Short sets, bunch of bands. I think we're gonna have 4 or 5 bands.
Okay.
And it'll just be a punk show sort of thing, and
Yep.
if a certain trio of men were to show up at that show, then that wouldn't suck.
That would not suck at all.
Please tell me that's a Saturday or a Friday.
Look,
Because if it's a
let me look.
if it's a weekday, it's going to be a lot more difficult for me to show up at midnight.
Saturday.
Saturday, okay.
Yep. It's Friday night.
Cool.
Well, that would mean I would have to go out earlier in the evening because I can't leave my house at 11:30 on a Saturday night because I'm already asleep. But if I'm out, say if I go out at 9:00, I can stay out. It's if you're over 40, you get exactly what I'm saying. You want to meet at 9:00 on a Wednesday? What are you, high? I'm 57. No.
But if it's 8:00 and you're already out, 9:00 is eventually coming. Say,
It's
hey,
okay.
let's do this thing too.
You can do that. You can do that. Yeah. So what you do is you plan your day. You leave your house at say 6:00. You have dinner somewhere. You wander around the market. And then around 11:30, you wander into the Dom and order a cool, refreshing beverage, and then watch the show.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's the idea. Is we're gonna have posters everywhere, and just anyone that's perusing the market, and wanting to find somewhere fun to go after a certain act.
Yeah. No, I hear you. That
sounds like it could be a real good time.
Yeah. So go check out a band at the Blues Fest, and then swing by the Dom.
It'll be $5 entry.
$5. Hey,
Is it?
I can afford that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No,
That's a
we
deal.
just want to pack the place.
Mm-hmm. That's a deal.
I haven't been to the Dom in a while. Last time I was there, a couple of years ago, I went in. My buddy says he calls me up because we got to do a greasy pub crawl. We got to go to all the grungy places, and I'm like, yeah, there's not really any grungy places left in Ottawa anymore. Like there used to be a lot of dive bars. I go, they're all gone. I go, there's one or two I know of in Vanier, but even those have cleaned up. And he goes, what about the Dom? And I go, yeah, no, they pulled up the carpeting, they cleaned the floors, they removed the dank. They took the dank out. There's no more dank. They still have pickled eggs, but the dank is gone. So it's not the divey dank bar it once was. And it hasn't been for a long time. Did you know that originally back in the 80s, that was, the Gentleman's Club that's upstairs next door?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was the original location for it.
They moved it upstairs? Oh,
yeah.
God.
It used to be where the Dom is. That's where it originally was.
Mm.
A lot of people don't know that, but that was originally the home of the Facts That Are Bare.
All right.
That's the original home. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, mouthful.
What do you, is that a chicken burger?
Yes. Chipotle chicken burger.
Chipotle chicken with bacon and cheese? No cheese? Cheese?
No cheese. Bacon,
Just bacon,
avocado, lettuce, and tomato.
Oh, well. The avocado, that makes it expensive and hoity-toity, I guess.
Well, I am chic.
Well, what did I saw a thing the other day. I thought it was a meme. It was quite funny. It says, a latte costs you $4.50. And you do that by, 5 of those a week. And that'll save you, if you cut that out, that'll save you something like $10,000 over the course of 5 years, which is still not nearly enough money for a down payment on a home. So enjoy the goddamn latte. Because life is short. I'm like, yeah.
Yep.
Over the next 5 years, that could add up to about $8,000, which is not even close to being nearly enough for a down payment.
But it is a vacation to Puerto Vallarta.
$8,000?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, you vacation differently than I do then, dude.
Probably. Yes. Probably. But yes, definitely. Yeah. Well, now let's see. Last time I went, it was just as COVID was starting. So yeah, I think we did the trip for like under 2,500, and we were there for 3 weeks. And once you get to Mexico, everything's cheap. So the flight was the most expensive thing. We stayed in an Airbnb in a neighborhood in Mexico rather than a full hotel. So that was relatively inexpensive. And we just ate like kings the entire time we were there.
I'm trying to fly on like cheap ass airlines where they don't even have a PA. They just walk out. They walk out, go, we're leaving. Get on the plane. Get on the plane. No ramp or nothing. You got to get a step ladder to get into the damn thing. One of those cheap ass airlines. We're leaving. Now you got to carry your own bags, man. There's no check bag. There's no check bag. You carry your own shit.
Thank you for flying cheap ass airlines.
Cheap ass airlines.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Seat. Would you like a seat? That's extra. The seat belt. That's another $5.
Would you like a seat? Right here.
Otherwise, we just give you a strap. You tie it to your belt and hook it into the floor hook. What? This is an 8-hour flight. Yeah, well, it's cheap-ass airlines. What do you expect?
Right here, and turbulence is extra.
Yeah, I'm good. Do you need anything? You're good?
I'll have another one, please. Cap.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm being wild. I'm having a second beer.
Yeah, I'm just having the two. That's it.
Tie me down.
I'm just having the two. That's all I want today. I know. Write it down. You only want 2 beer. I only want 2 beer today. That's it. I just, that's it. Only having the 2 pints. Because I'm getting into the whiskey next. No, I'm joking. That's a joke. It's a joke.
2 pints until the hockey game.
Is there a game tonight?
Ottawa.
Oh, the Charge. Is that tonight? Yeah.
Game 3.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
LFG.
Ladies play, huh?
I'm still disappointed. 36 seconds away from a 2-0 lead. Why take a penalty? Why?
Well, I've heard different rumors about how, and I've read stuff online like, the refs decided that game. I'm like, well, I didn't see it, so I have no take.
No, somebody was coming in for a shot, and the Ottawa player did get in the way and prevent them from taking a shot, which could have been a goal because the Minnesota Frost took the goaler out for a 5, so it was 6-on-5. So, I mean, maybe prevented a goal from being scored there, but then went into the box and it was 6-on-4, and then a goal definitely happened. So
it's hard to defend 6-on-4.
It's like they only had to do it for 36 seconds.
I did see a thing the other day where they were asking all these players if you could one other player in the PWHL, if you had their skill set, who would that player be, and what would that skill set be? Mm-hmm. And out of 25 women, they all said the same thing.
Poulin?
Yep. Every single, and they were like, for her vision, for her this, for that. And every single one of them said the same thing. And they got to Marie-Philippe Poulin, and she's like, well, I would take a skill set from all of them. They're all so good. I'm like, she's awesome. She really knows that.
That is the right answer.
Everybody in the league was saying they want to be like her. I'm like, and she's like, I want to be like everybody else. I'm like, holy shit. And it was sincere. Like, it wasn't a rehearsed. You could see she was sincere about it. Yeah, she's a hell of a hockey player, man.
She's just great. I love that she's got that Gatorade commercial.
I've not seen it.
You know what? She has the grit. She has the willpower to go out and get what she needs in that play. And what she sees in every other player that she wants is a finesse skill or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's just you have the puck. I want the puck. I'm getting the puck from you, and I'm going to put it in that. That's what she has. So she's just so cut and dry.
Yeah.
And that's what coaches want. And then the players all look at the flash and they go, "Oh, I wish I had that flash." And so she is.
I wish I had her vision for shot.
Player's player.
Yeah, no, she's a hell of a player. She really is. I wouldn't go head to head with her. She'd embarrass me.
Oh my God. No. She's so good. She's just so good. And undeniably good, right?
Well, and
in the same way that Wickenheiser was undeniably
Haley Wickenheiser, yeah. I think we might see a day where you'll see a woman, I'm not going to say the NHL, but maybe the AHL, because Haley Wickenheiser played in a men's league in Norway.
Mm-hmm. Was it Finland or Norway?
Maybe it was Finland.
But she did play.
But she did, which was the first woman to ever do it. Now, Haley Wickenheiser had a killer shot. Like, she could line it up from the blue line and put it anywhere she wanted. Oh, let me rephrase that. Sorry. Dr. Wickenheiser.
Yes.
Because she is a doctor.
Yes. I have a feeling
but she's a doctor on the Maple Leafs, so does it count?
Oh.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Shade. Shade.
Bro.
Shade. Whoa.
Oh no,
Shade.
no. I loved her. I looked up to her for years, and then she started working for the Leafs, and that broke my heart in a million pieces.
You got to go where the money is, though, right? And she's a smart lady, so hick chick wick.
Hey,
Hey, you heard the rumor about Marner possibly coming to Ottawa the other day? Did you?
Really?
dude,
Yeah.
I just ate. Can we not?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest with you. I really don't. I think this is the last place he would want to be. I heard another rumor he might end up with the Rangers. I'm like, I
That
could
would
see
make
that
more
being a
sense.
little bit more likely. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh no, he's out of
I
Toronto.
know he's big.
He's
but-
gone. He's gone.
No.
Austin Matthews, I don't know what's happening with that guy. Nyes will be re-signed. I think he's up for, but he's a good player. But Toronto won't let go of him.
He's going back to high school so he can relearn how to grow his mustache.
Nyes, yeah. I don't know who Ottawa's going to pick up in the offseason, though. But look, I did believe that they were going to go 7 games with Toronto in the first round. I thought it was going to go 7, and I thought if they make it to game 7, they'll pull off the victory. And they lost in shocking style in game 6. I mean, it was everybody was shocked. I think even the Leafs were kind of shocked that they won that game because they didn't really deserve to. But that being said, with the exception of 2 players on the Senators, not a single one of them had ever played a split second of playoffs.
No.
So this was you grow from this. This was a learning experience. Like they know how to get to the playoffs now, which is huge. Just learning what you need to do, what you need to sacrifice to get there is one thing. Then the sacrifices you have to make when you're there.
Yeah.
You smell a skunk?
Nope.
Maybe I'm having a fit. I don't know.
And they had to push for that playoff spot too because it was close at the end. Like I mean,
Not super
they
close.
finished 7th. But what I mean is, like in that last little bit, they had to.
Well, they couldn't afford to lose.
Yeah, exactly. They had to like close to win out.
Yeah.
All the way through, and they did it. So they were able to deliver in that. That was the clutch for them this time around.
Well, it was a big learning curve. Now Montreal, they squeaked in with the wild card, the 8th spot, for a team that I think the average age is like 21. Like they're so young on that team. So that was a huge learning experience for them.
Mm-hmm.
I expect Montreal to be back in the playoffs next year. I demand that Ottawa's back in the playoffs next year. I demand it. Like they know what it takes to get there now, and I think they learned what it takes to stay there. And look, Ottawa came up against a vastly better defensive team. Toronto's zone defense was brilliant. Stolarz was playing at the absolute top of his game. Had he not been knocked out, maybe it would have. Maybe that series would have gone a different way.
Right.
I didn't see Toronto making it to the final, but I thought with Stolarz, the way he was playing and the way the defense was playing, they had a really good shot at getting to round 3.
Yep.
Now that didn't happen. I'm not disappointed about that at all.
I am a little bit.
I'm not.
I'm a little bit because I would have loved to see an all-Canadian final. So I'm a little bit.
That's never going to happen. An all-Canadian final, not with Gary Bettman.
A beaver can dream.
You can dream, but it's not going to happen.
I know.
I mean, there was people who were predicting Edmonton and Toronto in the final, and I'm like, that's never going to happen.
No.
It's not going to happen. The league doesn't want that. You know what the league wants? Ideally, for television, they want the Rangers and the Kings, right? Now, you could have Nashville and the Rangers, and that would be a big draw. But ideally, they want the Rangers and the Kings. I mean, the most valuable franchise in the NHL is the New York Rangers.
Yep.
Immediately followed very close on their heels by the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Rangers, you go to New York City, and you'll meet people in New York City who don't know anything about hockey, who know who the Rangers are, and know who plays for the Rangers. New York sports fans are something else, man.
Yep.
I met
It's just heartbreaking when some of those are the New York Rangers.
Yeah, but I met a couple of guys here in the pub who came up one weekend for it was a home and home like a Friday Sunday, and the Rangers were here for the 2 back-to-backs. So they came up on the Friday, and I was sitting here in the pub talking to these guys, and they knew, dude, they knew everything about hockey. When I was like 12 years old, I knew every stat, every player. I knew the history. I knew everything. These guys were my age and were telling me stuff that I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about. They're like, well, I like this prospect for Ottawa that he right now he's a junior and he's playing for blah, 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 OHL team. I've never heard of this guy. And they're saying he's going to be a big star in a few years. And sure enough, he was. But it was like, I mean, New York sports fans know their shit. They really do. So, my hat is off to those New York sports fans.
Mr. Grizzly, speaking of sports,
Yes.
CFL preseason has just started.
Yes, yeah. Ottawa's
Redhawks playing today
at 4:00. They're in Montreal. Yeah,
Mm.
I think the preseason games are televised too, which is a first. Because normally I don't watch preseason because it's preseason. And they'll have a preseason game here in Ottawa. And you're going to go? If it's a Saturday, maybe. Preseason is just. I like that they're selling it. I like that they're televising it. I like that it's getting the awareness out there about the league, and I like that people are digging it. I've just never been a big preseason game guy.
Listen,
Now,
this is getting the CFL closer to the number of games in their entire season
yes,
that the NHL has in their postseason.
yeah, in their postseason, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
You got the CBL too. That's just started as well. They're in preseason.
the
Ottawa Blackjacks.
oh yeah, the Blackjacks, yeah, and well, there's summer, aren't they? Blackjacks, yeah, they play in the summer.
Yeah, there's two. There's that Super Elite League, I think, that just closed up in Canada. It's like Canada has like 2 basketball leagues now.
Oh,
Yeah, which is really interesting. There's one that just closed up. They just had their playoffs, and then the CEBL is starting now.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
CEBL was that Central?
Canadian Elite Basketball.
Oh,
League, I think it is.
Canadian League. Okay.
That's the one. That's the higher level one, I think, of the two that. But they both started around the same time, I think, because I hadn't heard of the other one. I heard all the news about the CBL starting.
That's
up.
the only one I knew about.
And then there's this other one that just started up at maybe 2 weeks ago or something like that. Their season closed.
First time hearing of it. And then there's the Women's Super League for soccer, which just kicked off a couple of weeks ago,
started,
right? Yeah. So, yeah, I'll definitely. I'm not gonna. I won't have season tickets for the Red Blacks because I'm in no position to afford them right now. I mean, again, the circumstance may change, but it's like no. When my circumstance changes, it's just like I've got to pay some bills that have piled up a little bit over the last several months with no income. So yeah, there'll be no extravagances for me for the next little while for sure. This is as extravagant as I get. Come to the pub and have a couple of pints. That's just my circumstance. But maybe next year, I can look at getting season tickets again. Maybe we'll see. So it's a matter of dollars and cents. Do I have the dollars and do I have some good sense? And usually the answer to that is no on both counts. Because I seldom have good sense and I almost never have any dollars. So, but we'll see what happens. Play it day by day, one day at a time. Remember that show, One Day at a Time? Schneider.
I like that show.
Bonnie Tyler. No, not Bonnie Tyler.
Hunter.
Bonnie Hunter, and of course
Valerie Bertinelli. Mackenzie Phillips.
Yes, Mackenzie Phillips died a few years, didn't she?
I think so.
Papa John Phillips' daughter. And here's the thing. So she was known for having substance abuse problems, right? It was well documented. She went in and out of rehab a few times. Valerie Bertinelli was on a talk show a few years ago, and she goes, oh, yeah, she did nothing compared to what I did. I'm like, what? She goes, yeah, I was the squeaky, goody two-shoes. But I was married to a rock star, a genuine rock star, for over 20 years. We did everything. I was like, I had no idea.
Me too. I was so surprised when I heard that they had gotten married.
Well, they've been married for over 20 years.
No, I know that, but I knew that they were married. But when they got married, the news came out. I was like, her? With him?
Yeah.
Him with her?
Yeah.
Really? How does this work? Well, turns out.
Worked well for a long time.
You telling me you didn't see Grease before that happened?
See what?
Grease?
Grease?
I'm missing what? I don't get it. Grease?
No, well, with Danny and Little
Danny and
Miss,
Sandy.
perfect.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Olivia Newton-John and
good girl, bad boy.
Okay,
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
It could happen.
Girls love the bad boys.
Well, and as it turned out, Valerie Bertinelli was not the little goody two shoes that we thought she was. And she said, no, we did mountains of cocaine. I'm like, what? I had no idea. She goes, oh, yeah. Well, Eddie Van Halen, who was my guitar hero and still to this day always will be my guitar hero. And I worshipped his playing, his style, the way he completely reinvented the instrument. There are millions of guitar players today who were 100% influenced by that man. Period.
Yep.
End of story. But Eddie Van Halen was a raging alcoholic, and he said so. You know, he'd get clean and sober, and then he'd go back to the bottle again. His father died of alcoholism, and Alex Van Halen, his brother, who I have his book where he talks about his brother. He says Eddie was an awesome guy, but he had a drinking problem, and Alex used to drink a lot, but he long since got that under control. Because he knew, you know, Alex being the older brother, he saw what it did to his dad.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So anyway, I don't want to get sad.
I like that she's reinvented herself.
Valerie?
Yeah, as a like food person now. She's all over the Food Network and that type of stuff now.
Well, and so her son, Wolfgang, who is a brilliant musician, who can do everything his dad did and more, and he plays like 7 instruments, and he's brilliant at all of them. He also has like a 6-octave voice.
Jeez.
And somebody's like, really? So he says, yeah. So he did More Than a Feeling. Brad Delp would have bowed down to him.
Wow.
He can hit those notes. I mean, he's just born to do what he does.
Mm-hmm.
He's a brilliant musician. Damn. And I'm told a heck of a nice guy too. So, you know. Even after his parents split, they never fought publicly.
That's true.
And they always wanted to make sure that their child was placed first. So, you know, much respect. Much respect.
Yep. Indeed.
Mackenzie Phillips is still alive. Okay.
Still alive? Really? Oh, okay.
Let's see. Mackenzie Phillips. Oops. Phillips.
I'm looking at the chat and I'm seeing Shakespeare is not even the best literature.
You are right. She is still alive. I don't know why I thought she died.
I thought she had too.
She looks great. Holy shit.
Good for her.
Well, you know, she's been clean and sober for a long time.
Yeah, well, good for her. No, that's what great. I like that. Redemption, second chances, all that good stuff.
Yeah,
Why not?
Substance abuse. Struggled with drug abuse for much of her life. August 27th, 2008, she was arrested. She's been clean and sober since then. She later discussed her recovery on The View in 2010. So, yeah, she's been clean and sober for a long time. So
good for her.
Good for you, Mackenzie.
Is she still acting at all?
I didn't read that part. I just wanted to see. For some reason, I thought she died.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is.
It's really interesting. Like sometimes I'm like watching a show and I see like someone from a show I watched as a kid, like every now and then you turn on and it's like, oh, there's Kim Fields from Facts of Life.
Tootie.
Yeah. But like 30 years later. So, oh, so that's what she's doing now.
Yeah. And she's barely aged.
I know.
By the way.
Good. She looks so good.
And like, what? Is it the black don't crack thing, or is it just you're living a good life? Like, wow.
Thanks, Dad.
I got nothing.
That's all I can say. Thanks, Dad. I'm only part black though, so I crack a little. Oh man.
Okay.
I
got.
I know. There's nowhere you can.
What am I going to do with that one?
Where you can go from.
Where am I going to?
Oh my God. Oh,
so the next time we do this,
yes,
will be post mental health walk, which we've done a terrible job of promoting lately. Honestly, we've not been on the ball about that.
No, not at all.
And I think it's just because we've all been preoccupied with every other bloody thing going on in the world right now.
Well, we had elections, like all the way to
we
had 8 elections between October.
Yeah. So the mental health walk will take place on June 14th.
Yes,
which is a Saturday. So you've got from now until then. If you can make it for the mental health walk, great. If not, it's the idea is to come out for the walk, do the walk with us, then come back here to the pub and sit down and and we'll talk it. We'll have a discussion. I'm going to have a couple of cordless mics we can pass around, at least one, I should say. I'll have a cordless mic. So if anybody wants to appear on camera or just wants to appear audibly to ask us a question or talk about it, we'll have somebody to just cart that mic around. And yeah, one of the things we've wanted, I think, from the beginning, when we first started the PubCast, we were in a very small, tight space. And the reason I put it there was so we could control who would be seen on camera. Because, you go to a pub, you don't necessarily want the world to know you're there.
Right.
People have, look, I get, and I know that we can broadcast anything we want. Legally, it's a public space. You do not have any expectation to privacy in a public space. However, I live by a different set of rules. And my set of rules is I think people are allowed to have their privacy in a public space, as in I don't need to broadcast it to the world, which is why when we move to where we are right now, there are people, our backs are to the wall here, and we've got space for 2 more seats. And then there's like literally, for want of a better term, because the bar that we're in right now is called the gallery. There's a gallery. People could sit there, not be on camera. And join in. So what we want to do is, as we've grown this and started to move it, is try and get more people to come out for the live PubCast. Right. And don't get me wrong, we love everybody who's able to join us online, especially you, Super Kyle, when you can join in. We really appreciate it because it's always good to have somebody with us. But something we want to do, and I think we can carry it forward from the mental health walk on, is to try and get people to come out and see us. Yeah. And we had a couple people earlier who popped in to say hello, but it's one of those things where we want to have a live audience so that it's for those who can make it, of course, because it's just a bit more participatory. And especially with the mental health walk, we want people to talk about it, talk about your mental health, talk about how you're feeling, talk about why you're feeling what you're feeling. And I mean, last year when we had the senator and his wife, the doctor, that was a brilliant show because she informed me of things I was like shocked to find out that, the things they said when I was a little boy, they're still saying to little boys in school. Be a man. Don't cry. Like, what? Mm-hmm. That's masked, man. That's masked.
Yep, indeed.
Oh, then it's the 13th? Okay, we'll check that. Let me check the date. Thank you, Salsi.
I think it's the 14th, the Saturday, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll check the date right now. Let me get the old calendar out here. I'll get the old calendar out here.
Kit Saucy.
It's Sunday the 15th.
Yes, the 14th is a Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Father's Day is the 15th and the walk's on the 14th.
Walk's on the 14th, the day before Father's Day, because it's about men's mental health.
Yeah.
So anybody who can make it out to the walk that day would be great. We're going to have to reach out to some people this week and see who can join us. My back is really killing me right now. Sorry. I'm trying to mask the pain. But, there we go. No, I got the knot. I got the knot. Oh, that's the spot right there. That hurts like hell. That's the spot. I didn't think I'd be able to get that. Just the old knuckle in the back will do it. Anyway, So the 14th of June, we'll have the mental health walk, and then post-walk, we'll come here to the pub, have a PubCast, and I assume we'll have an alcohol-free or a zero alcohol section. I don't know. Have you had a chance to speak?
I have not been able to get a confirmation yet for this year, unfortunately.
Okay, well, we'll keep reaching out.
Yeah, we'll keep reaching out.
And if that's the case, no problem. Like, I'll have a Corona Sunbrew. Yep. I can have. I don't need beer. I just happen to like it.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate in that I enjoy the taste of beer, whiskey, and wine, but I can do without. And I've had some, actually recently, I've had some really good non-alcoholic red wines. I've been surprised to say that they were really good, because the first time I had a non-alcoholic red wine, I'm like, this tastes like baby duck without the alcohol. And that's not a compliment at all. It's like cream soda with alcohol in it. Great. No, it's just not. But I have had some decent red wines recently that are alcohol free, and there are a number of non-alcoholic beers, or beer, I should say. Guinness, of course, Guinness Zero, Corona Sunbrew. There's a number of really good ones that are available now, and more of them are available here at the pub because they realize, some people want to go out, but they don't want alcohol. So let's give you an offer. It was funny. I was walking home the other day. I had taken the train, and I was walking down the street, and this guy stops me, and he goes, "Hey, do you like these?" And he holds up this can, and I look at it, and I go, "No, I can't." He goes, "Oh, why not?" I go, I'm allergic to cannabis. It was like a cannabis drink. I'm like, I'm allergic to cannabis. I can't drink that. He goes, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know if he was trying to give it to me or what. I was like, no, I can't have that. That would be bad. That would be very, very bad for me. I don't need that badness in my life.
Kyle, I don't know if you saw it, but Kit Saucy was talking about a festival out east called Harmony Bazaar that might be of interest to that lady that you were speaking of.
Thank you. Let me.
It's the 20th anniversary this year, I believe.
And I understand Evolve is still going. Is that correct, Ree? I understand that Evolve is still underway. I knew about it years ago. I've never been. It's an EDM festival in the Annapolis Valley, and it's quite something. Yeah. I believe it's still on the go. I had friends who used to go regularly, and a buddy of mine did a lot of business there. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
He eventually spent a few years in a federal institution, and and now he's a free man and doesn't do those things anymore. And we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Actually, it's he and I had talked about it. I said, we got to tell your story. We got to tell your story at some point. So I want to get him set up, but it's just trying to connect and trying to make my schedule work with his schedule. And it's one of these things where I want to. It wouldn't be a live show. We would have to record because there'd probably have to be a fair bit of editing because we'd have to record it and then I'd go over it and go, we can't say that. We can't say that. Those things. So I'd have to bleep and edit and cut. And just because we don't want individuals to find themselves in hot water. Right? Mm-hmm. He'd be talking about things that took place a long time ago in his life.
Right.
And it's an interesting story. And when you hear it, you'll be like, holy shit. Anyway, I'm going to talk to him about it because I did float the idea past him. And I said, it's something I'd like to do that we could have like a human interest story in depth. It would probably be a 3 or 4 parter. We do some recording and I break the sessions up. Anyway, something to happen in the future.
Kit Saucy says that Evolve is still going.
Okay, cool.
There you go. Wow.
Well, I don't know. How are you feeling? We're going to start to wrap it up around 3:30. It's 10 after 3. My back is killing me. There is a party coming in here shortly. You feel like winding her down, or you want to keep rolling?
We can start closing. We can start winding. Let's do another 20 minutes, and then we can.
Okay.
Close her down.
Yeah, we'll take her down to 3:30, and then we'll shut her down.
Okay. Good stuff. Sorry, I got something stuck in my throat. I've been trying to clear off without coughing too loud into the mic. Thank you.
Muted us, so
Thank
we're
you.
Good.
Better. Thank you so much. I've been discreetly trying to get it out for about 5 minutes or so.
All you had to say was, I got a cough.
Yeah, I know. But there's good conversation going. Didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, man. Kyle, do you have anything that you want to leave us with today?
Gosh, you know what? I have on the 31st Abilities Expo. I'm one of the MCs for that.
Okay.
So that's going to be at 1 second. Let me get there. No, there it is.
Yeah, that's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
Yeah. Is that at City Hall?
No. Abilities Expo.
Because you had talked to me about that. And I was like,
Adapt Expo. Adapt Expo. It's at Carleton University.
Okay.
At the Field House and the Raven's Nest. So it'll be a two section.
I know both places. I've done work in lots of them. All of them, actually.
Yeah. So it's 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
31st of this month?
Yeah, next week.
Okay.
Next weekend.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. So please, do check that out. And what will be? I'm getting a sense of what it would be from the name, but what's going on there?
So there's going to be lots of displays, basically wheelchair shops. Who else is going to? Oh gosh, let me look. Let me read.
Okay.
I'm good at reading. Reading's okay.
Well, we're gonna talk hockey.
Lots of exciting things.
talk hockey here.
Industry-leading presentations, demos, and workshops. And then, so there's going to be like wheelchair power hockey,
Okay.
Nice.
that sort of thing. Wheelchair basketball, sledge hockey will be there, powerlifting, and then just a whole bunch of parasport offs from there. And then there's going to be there's a lawyer coming, accident lawyer. There's a whole bunch of places that will help you refurbish your home. It's actually run by my friend Kyla Collane, who's and her partner, who run a company that will put elevators in your home and that sort of thing. And so,
Oh, cool.
I'm hoping to talk to her about putting elevators in local venues, because
Nice.
Brass Monkey was quoted $500,000 to put an elevator in theirs, and I think we can go lower. So
Yeah. So
500,000. Wow.
so it's like 500,000. That's not going to happen anytime soon. I mean, come on, you're a live music venue and a restaurant bar. That's. I mean, your margins are slim to begin with, right? So another 500,000. Yeah, up with a cheaper way to do this, man. Because holy crap! Now I do understand. I do understand you can't cut corners. There's safety regulations, so that like all the regulations have to be met. But $500,000 doesn't even sound outrageous when you consider, like, the space. I know the space, getting in and out of it. So that doesn't even actually. That sounds kind of cheap, to be honest with you. Like when you think about it, right? But I'm hoping it can be done for less money. Is what I'm getting at.
yeah,
And if you can have a company out there who can make it happen for less and meet all the requirements, then awesome, good on you.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and that's it. Like talking with Scotty, talking with the owners, he seems optimistic about getting it done, which is nice.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, like my friend actually dropped off a chair that will help like pull someone up a set of stairs.
Okay.
And that only goes so far, you want to bring your own chair into the venue. You want the comfort of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And if we are going to continue living in a society that's not going to change these places, that the government's not going to pony up the money, to allow these places to make these changes, then what's going to happen? We're going to continue to see nobody at venues. I'm going to be the only person in a wheelchair at these venues.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever seen anyone else is when I promoted it and I said, come, I'll find a way to get you in, and 2 people showed up.
Yeah.
Or 3 people showed up.
Because it's so damn difficult, right? And it's not something that is, let me rephrase that. It's not something that was top of mind for me. And that's going back a number of years. Like I have been very cognizant of the inaccessibilities that we have in this city, not to mention the fact that how bad the sidewalks are downtown. Like if you have a walker or a cart or a chair, these sidewalks are brutal.
Yep.
And I know this from walking around dragging a tool cart behind me with wheels.
I'm realizing it with the crutches right now.
Right. So I know how bad it is. And I'm like, we need to do better as a society, not just for a small group of people, but for everyone. For everyone. When you create access, it gives you opportunities that you didn't even know were there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And that's it. Like the number of times I've heard, well, we don't have people in wheelchairs in our shop.
Well, maybe you would if you,
Yeah.
if you made it accessible,
and it would make life easier for people who are not in wheelchairs, but let's say do have some trouble walking
mobility issues.
or a gait. Just because you put it in place for someone who might be using a wheelchair doesn't mean that there are not other people who will not find that very convenient and helpful.
Indeed.
Yeah. No, I went out for food yesterday before my show, and my my friends were already inside, so I went to go get in, and they had a patio up on a piece of wood, up on wood,
Mm-hmm.
and I was able to get up on the first piece, no problem. And getting up on the second piece was a little bit more difficult. There wasn't a place for me to grab,
Yeah.
and so they came up with a ramp, but there was no place for me to, like there was no number for me to call. There was no nothing. There was
Right.
no bell for me to ring
Right.
in order to get up that first place.
Unless somebody saw you, they wouldn't know, right?
Unless somebody saw me, they wouldn't know. And a lot of these places go, oh, well, if you just send your friend in to ask us.
What if you're alone?
What if I'm going there to meet the friend, right? Like,
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
you can't always count on somebody being beside you. Well, you're in a chair, don't you? No, I can get around pretty well on my own.
Yeah. And that's what the society expects is an attendant. You have an attendant.
Yep.
And there's only one place that I will ever be okay with needing an attendant, and that's when I need my attendant for those big bad crowds at Blues Fest.
Yeah.
I didn't see the second one. It was strategically hidden.
It was right
the
there.
mic
I'm like, you got a beer
whole
right there,
time.
dude.
Didn't see it.
You got a fresh one right there. Didn't even see it. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Magical
I'm
beer.
good. He's got a magical beer. It just
wasn't
appeared
there,
out of nowhere.
and then it is there. Just amazing. What you were talking about, the mental health walk there, Mr. Grizzly, I wanted to add that I was had stuff in my throat. Yes, we originally our goal was to have made it a little bigger and brighter and older than last year, and we knew that there would be elections, but the federal election was supposed to be in October. And there was not supposed to be a Liberal leadership race. And
there was not supposed to be a provincial election.
And there wasn't supposed to be a Nova Scotia one, with the 4 that were already planned. We were so busy, putting all the other stuff together and following those to do the preparatory work for the mental health walk this year.
And we didn't
by the wayside.
We don't have charitable status.
Yes.
So this is something I'm going to work on with a colleague to give us charitable status for the mental health walk, so that next year we can do more than we are about to do this year. Because I'm kind of concerned that this year might be smaller than last year.
It very well might be. I haven't had a chance to reach out to the Men of the North people and the Lonely Man Project like we did last year.
We'll have to reach out to them and say, listen, we're a 2-person operation.
Yes.
Well, and we're a 2-person operation, but we have a lot of kits and cubs that help us a great deal. Uncover the News really promotes the hell out of us, and thank you for that. Each and every day you promote us constantly on Twitter and other social medias, and that really helps us, and we really do appreciate that. And as we grow the channel, as we grow our audience, more and more people are eager to help out, and we appreciate that. But when it comes down to the nitty-gritty of the day-to-day operations, it's a 2-person operation. So I do take care of all the production end of things. Mr. Beaver takes care of a lot of the socials, along with helping to bring in guests and other things like that. And he does all the writing. It's a lot for 2 people when we're still trying to, earn some money at the same time. Because this is not a charity, but the mental health walk will be a charity. Yes. And I will have a colleague who will help me set up the charity, because he's done it before. He's operated charities. He's set them up before. And he said, yeah, I'm happy to help you out. He says, I'll tell you everything you need to know and how we can get it done. And we can make it a Canada-wide thing, so that we can have donations coming in, and it'll go directly to the charitable foundation, which will go towards furthering mental health causes in Canada, not just the nation's capital, but in Canada. And that's our goal, is to try and get more services readily available to those of us who need it.
Yep, indeed. So just so you know, Kits and Cubs, it's we did plan on doing a little bit bigger. I had this plan out some stuff. I'd started doing some work in January to try to send some stuff out, and then just more stuff kept on. Well, I mean, Christopher Freeland happened, then all of a sudden we knew we were going to have a Liberal leadership race, and so everything else got thrown by the wayside, unfortunately. So yes, chances are it'll be a little smaller or similar to last year in terms of size and scope. We'll have to wait 1 more year before we can grow a little bit, but we will still be there with just as much care and sincerity as we were in the first year. We're not. It doesn't mean that our commitment to the initiative has dropped in any way, shape, or form. But as Mr. Grizzly says, just two people, and the last year has been a little tricky for both of us to navigate.
So it's June 14th, 2025
Yes.
this year.
Yes. We haven't even had a chance to have the logo updated.
We've been busy.
If anybody can update the logo, that would be nice.
Well, we just have to reach out to Aussie Pete. You can fix that up, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It'll take him 5 minutes, I'm sure.
Yeah. So we've had a couple of curveballs thrown our way this year. So, but yes, we still want to do the walk, and it's still part of our whole sort of push, to be, just more than the show, but to be socially engaged and socially involved and that type of stuff as well. So social responsibility type stuff, being a good corporate citizen.
Oh, I hate that statement.
I know, but
we just want to be good citizens.
but
I know we're incorporated, yes,
now,
but
like, we're good citizens. We would like our corporation to be a good citizen too.
But that's who we are as people.
Yes.
So I think that's just part and parcel.
Yes.
That's my take. Anyway,
it permeates everything we do.
I would like to think so. So we should wrap up because it is 3:25. I'll let you do your thing, and then I'll get everything ready here. And then we're going to wrap it up, and I got to pack it up because people will be coming in. I just saw a few people peek their head in this space, so I think they're coming to set up for their party. So it's like we're going to have to get out of here shortly.
I'm wondering if I should just go for it because you said it.
Go for it.
Wrap it up, pack it up, title of my new sex tape. Bye soon. Okay.
No, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that.
It comes with a Pixar preview.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. And believe, when I say I don't want to know, it's got nothing to do with a gay or a straight thing. It's just because you're like my brother from another mother, and you don't want to see or know those things.
The
right?
only thing he cares about. Do you have a sex life? Yes. Do you enjoy it? Yes. Okay. Good.
That's
it.
all. I don't.
Is it fulfilling? Yes. That's it.
I don't need any more.
I don't need to know more.
Yeah,
we're closing down now.
Yeah, we are. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
they are getting ready to come in and set up, so we're going to have to wrap up quickly.
All right,
Take
kids,
care.
Cubs. Oh, okay.
All right. Well, thanks for coming out, brother.
See you,
we
my friend.
appreciate you. You take care, and we'll be in touch. Bye.
Big hugs. All right, kids and Cubs. It was short. It was sweet. Like me.
Saccharin.
That too, I am cavity inducing. Kids and Cubs, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of our True North Eager Beaver monthly PubCast, May 2025 edition special Beaver birthday bash. Thank you so much for spending some time with me and Mr. Grizzly and Super Kyle today. We are so glad that you came because we love making this for you. Remember, sharing is caring and word of mouth is priceless. So please tell your peeps and poops all about us. We see you out there promoting us. We're really grateful, as Mr. Grizzly said. Thank you so much. That takes a lot of work off our hands. So we're grateful for everything that you do on that front. If you would like to be sure that you do not miss a show, now our podcasts are exclusive to our YouTube channel, but the rest of our content is pretty much available on podcast. And if you would like to get the ears-only version of our regular show that does have politics and other stuff, well, then that QR code will bring you right to our pod page, which is sponsored by the Ray Girl. Or if you're listening, podpage.com/the-true-north-eager-beaver with a hyphen between each one of those words. Again, I do not know why I keep on saying it must be habit because you're listening. You're not listening because PubCast is not available on podcast.
That's right. It's not. It's only available on YouTube. You got to watch the live show. You can watch the replay, but it's not available in the audio only version because it's usually 3 or 4 hours and it's just too much to edit and cut and paste and blah, blah, blah. And the fact that the algorithm really doesn't like stuff that long.
Yeah, indeed. So, If you would like for a regular show because you're a busy kit or a busy cub on the go, well, that QR code or podpage.com/the truenortheagerbeaver with a hyphen between each one of the words will bring you there, and you can get the ears-only version of our podcast, which means that we are portable and you can take us with you wherever you go. So thanks so much. If you would like to help us in other ways, you might want to grab your e-surfboard and surf the waves down to the True North Eager Beaver Media Incorporated YouTube page, where our friends Kit Elaine and Kit Cassie welcome you with open arms and invite you to smash with our buttons. We have subscribe, of course, but we also have like and share. So give them a little tickle if you'd like. It makes us happy and it helps very much with the algorithm. If you would like to help us in yet another way, because we do incur some financial costs to put this show together for you, if you would like to help us with that, a donation to the Eager Beaver Lodge Emergency Hydration Fund, where every day we fight the scourge that is dry beaver. So good.
All right.
So good. So if you are concerned about the state of moistness of your favorite beaver, a little contribution to the Emergency Hydration Fund will definitely make sure that there will never be another dry beaver in this country again.
I don't know what to say.
It's very important. It's very important.
Okay.
So if you would like to be generous, please send your enthusiastic expression of encouragement to our coffee page. That's coffee, ko-fi.com/eagerbeaver, all in one word. Or if you scan that QR code that's just appeared, and when you make things jingle, hey, that's a good day for us. Thank you for all of your support and encouragement. We really appreciate it. Now, if you would like to let us know what you think or would like to send us a contribution, why, that is totally by Canadian, bypassing the CE Tech Bros. truenortheagerbeaver@gmail.com is the email address at which you do that. Please send us your compliments, your questions, your constructive criticism, suggestions for guests, all of it. We read it all, and it really is of interest to us. And if you would like to submit some questions for the Q&A show that some of you have asked for, we would really appreciate if you do that.
Are we going to
need
make that a
certain number of them.
call-in? We can make that a call-in show.
We could maybe, yeah, we might be able to make
Because
it
we
a
could
call-in.
do two things. We could literally, you could call in on your phone. I can plug my phone into the board and we could do that. Or
Okay.
you could join the show live on camera if you want. So it's up to you.
Okay.
we
Call-in
haven't
might be better.
we haven't figured out when we're going to do this yet, and it's maybe we should do this in an evening show or something. I don't know if
Probably.
it's a morning show, maybe an evening
Evening
show.
one,
or-
yeah.
yeah.
Daily
Okay.
Beaver Morning Show nights.
After dark, the Daily Beaver Morning Show after dark.
Woohoo! All right. So, yeah, call in. Actually, that might be a smart idea to do that way. So we'll work on that. And but if in the meantime you have some questions, truenortheagerbeaver@gmail.com. That's where you send them. We do read everything, even though we're not able to get back to all of you.
Even the hate mail.
Yeah, even the email.
That I usually respond to. Well, thanks for the engagement. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Yep. But we do read everything.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, if you would like to communicate with us through our socials, True Eager at the Blue Sky Beaver Lodge is where you can reach us. True Eager also on the Jitter. You know what we're talking about. And True North Eager Beaver on Facebook, our original home. And if you happen to be listening on our YouTube page, right down here in the comments section, let us know what you think. Right? We won't do the Because Democracy is Something That You Do today
We're
because
not
it's
doing
PubCast.
that. Yeah, it's PubCast.
So, words of wisdom, Mr. Grizzly.
Drink them if you got them. There's my words of wisdom.
Drink 'em if you...
That's all I got for you right now. We got to wrap up. We really do got to go because they're getting ready to set up. So that's it for today's show, folks. We will see you in the near future, like Monday morning. Until then, you take care. Welcome to the place where everyone knows your name, where everyone's your friend, where good times are had by all. Sit back, relax, pour yourself a beverage and enjoy our company. I know we'll certainly enjoy yours. Welcome to the True North Eager Beaver PubCast. Once a month, we gather at the Lieutenant's Pump at 361 Elgin Street in downtown Ottawa, Canada's capital city, bringing you joy and happiness all day long.